ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, let's argue with the internet over something that I'm going to claim something. And we've all traveled around the world, different flea markets, different swap meets.
Yep.
I dare to say, I believe the Golden West College swap meet that we go to week after week, after watching YouTube videos every day, going around the world, I think we have the best swap meet in the world. And I don't know if I can claim it. I don't know if Gabo, our wonderful, beautiful guest, by the way, Gabo, can give us, let Gabo go first. You've been to that swap meet. You've been to a million others. You've been across the borders everywhere. Maybe not legally, but how do you feel about me claiming the Golden West College as the best swap meet in the world?
I have to disagree.
Oh, okay. Let's hear.
Well, it depends. It depends a couple of things. Okay. Since you guys now are looking for different stuff, now it's better for you guys, right? But you guys remember a couple of years back when we used to go there and hunt only for video games?
Yeah.
It was different, right?
Yes and no. I also think I was more broke. So I think that played into it as well.
For the love of money. Well, I don't want to sound cocky, but a couple of probably like 1 or 2 months ago, I was in another SWAT meet.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you where.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a secret spot. And dude, it was a video game mine.
Okay, so my question, how often do you go there?
Not that often.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, Rick, I'm talking consistent. You can go week after 12 years deep.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Because if we just based it off one time, then of course, yeah, it can be anywhere. But this one's like constantly like, dude, we got insane stuff at this swap meet. I mean, the Mario cells came from there. Mm-hmm. These guys right here. Mm-hmm. Dude, we've got the Turbo Graphics, just CDs, just randomly.
Even Curtis was found at the Golden West swap meet.
He was found at the Golden West swap meet.
What about you, Christopher? As I try to hike these short shorts down, they're a little shorter than I was thinking. Yeah, a lot of thigh going on today.
I love Golden West. In my opinion, it is probably my favorite all-time flea market. And I've been to tons. The second, probably only to it, was North Las Vegas. Has an amazing, huge...
Consistent.
Well, that was where I started, was back in the day, where I was taking bagfuls of games out of there. But yeah, I love Golden West. I score every single week that I'm there. Not always games, but tons of other stuff.
I think that's the key is consistency, right? Because like Ricky said, we can claim almost anything if you're like, dude, I went to this one swap meet this one time. I got this mega score. And it's like, I'm talking the long haul, right? Like a relationship. Like, yeah, you can find the nice one for 2 months. I'm talking the long run, baby.
Well, do you guys feel, like you mentioned earlier on, did you think Golden West was better before or was dry before and it's better now?
It's way better now, to be honest. But I've seen this way. I'm seeing this way. You guys only stay in your area.
Okay.
You don't go elsewhere.
Well, we've been everywhere.
We've been everywhere.
We just go there now because we know it's a gold mine.
I would love to see you guys going to that SWAT meet or even the one he mentioned because I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there with Tiny and my other friends. And
it's a big one.
It's a big
one.
You know
what?
It's really cool.
Actually, after thinking about it, it does suck. Nobody go.
Nope. You don't want to go to that swap meet.
Never go.
Yeah.
And it's not the biggest flea market that I've ever been to. Like the North Las Vegas one is probably 3 times the size of it. Maybe 4 times.
That's exhausting.
Huge. Yeah, it is. You almost can't do it in one day.
Yeah.
Yes, Gabo?
But I give it to you, yeah. It's 50-50.
Okay, so you're on the fence about it.
Yeah, but it's like I say, it depends what people need. For example, okay, I'm going to give you another example. For example, the one close to where I live in Palmdale, if people that works in the field in construction, that's a mine over there, gold mine.
Why is it like construction jackets everywhere, orange vests everywhere?
No,
jackhammers,
tools, jackets.
Got it.
Everything. So that's what I'm trying to explain.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
You get it or not?
Yes.
All right.
What do you think? Like, what other flea market would be in comparison to ours? Like. We went to Retro Rick's in Arkansas. We've seen the flea markets. And then we went out into the one in the boonies. And it was like, how was it compared to ours?
Ricky, you start with your thoughts on this. We just got back from Arkansas. We were just down there. It was great. It was fun. We were there for Retro Rick's big grand opening. Wonderful weekend. Met amazing people. But
it was awesome.
Us 3 did cruise around. So, Ricky, go ahead.
Dude, honestly, we found some great stuff at this. Dude, the tiniest little swap meet. But you know what? It was great, and that's probably where the best Mexican food was. Rick was taking us to all these Mexican foods, and we literally walk around like, dude, this Mexican food is bomb right here.
Of course.
Rick was taking us to white people Mexican food places. And the minute I walked in, I'm like, nope. But then we went to the swap meets, and it was back behind, not sure what they were serving up, but I was like, that's where I want to get my food from.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to jump in.
Oh, yump in all you want, bro.
Okay, so you guys notice the difference between the West Coast and East Coast what meets?
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of guns.
It's awesome.
Well, yeah.
It was great.
It was amazing.
And I'm from the East Coast, so I hunted up in Connecticut a lot.
Okay.
They are very different.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it is interesting that they call flea markets what are like indoor malls, so to say, of a bunch of booths of used stuff.
Yeah.
They call those flea markets, but to us, that's not what we in California, where we from, call flea markets. But there was one actual flea market that we went to.
Yeah.
And we've heard it from a lot of people. We actually thought about this as a conversation, and a lot of people are going to get mad at this because so many people go like, where we're from, there's never anything, there's not this and that. And Ricky and I, time and time again, have gone to these places in the middle of South Carolina, the middle of Arkansas, the middle of Texas, where people are like, there's nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. And we go, and we're like, I don't know if people are looking hard enough. I see so many people who are in our space do this. They walk by booths and go like this. And I'm like, no. Walk in, lift up a shirt, lift up something that's on a table. It's not always, it's hidden in plain sight, a lot of this stuff. So we filled up bags.
My truck is full of all our stuff.
And Curtis got to drive home 24 hours to take it home to him. Yeah.
Curtis is a
Oh, that's
trooper right here.
nothing.
Yeah,
only 24 hours.
Gabo likes to drive. But it was great. So yeah, I don't know if
Good job.
there's been some that have been obviously really good. We've been to a ton. But again, just going back to consistency, I would have to lock in Golden West for us.
And pricing over there was insane. Everything was
Cheap.
dirt cheap. I was
So
like,
cheap.
They're like,
What?
sorry about it, buddy. I'm going to have to charge you $1. I hope that's okay. I'm like, I'll take 10 on every item.
All right, ding, ding, ding. Our first sponsor.
Yo,
of the
shout out right now, everybody,
pod.
to Apothecary Socks. Boys, I mean, Chris, what are your thoughts? We got Chris and Gabo on foot rocking a pair of Apothecary socks. Shout out to them so much for being a sponsor of this. What is your thoughts on those? Be real.
I just put them on for the first time, and right away I was like, whoa, these things are amazing.
So you did say that, and I didn't tell him to say that. I was like, Chris, put these on. Don't tell me anything. And without me like trying to talk to him, he's like, dude, these are great socks. They fit great. They feel great. Gabo,
It feels so comfy. I love it.
look, that was
I feel like-
that almost felt fake, even though I know you're not being this fake. That is wonderful. I love it. Ding, you know.
I feel like I'm kissed from the rose.
Oh, because there is a rose on
Oh.
it. Yeah, it's a wonderful company, Apothecary. Apothecary is pronounced, by the way, Apothecary, and it is your sneakers' favorite socks. Apothecary socks not only look great with all the sneakers and clothing in your closet, but they feel great on feet. Apothecary was founded by two sneakerhead product designers that wanted to create the best sock ever that matched with all of the pairs in their collection, but was also super comfy. Apothecary features a proprietary knit technology called ISO Weave. ISO Weave gives the socks incredible breathability, stretchiness, and they fit great. Apothecary socks come in a ton of different colors, sizes, and styles, but they also drop limited collections and collaborations every month that feature wild designs to fit your unique style. Check out Apothecary on their website, apothecary.com, and try out your sneakers' new favorite socks. Thank you, for real. Apothecary.
Thank you, Apothecary.
Also, tell them that we sent you. Tell them Pixel Plus sent you. If they do, if one of the owners tells me that you guys sent, we'll do something special. We'll do a giveaway. We'll have Chris give away something really expensive.
Ooh.
All right, now we're gonna go on to the next question. It's gonna be: do you think like our swap meet differs just because of the characters you add into the show?
No, I mean, the swap meet, us claiming it is our favorite, may even be a little biased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've been there again for so long that we've met so many people there that it feels like a genuine home. You know, there's just so many people there that I'm like, I know you, I know you, I know, even if I've never talked to you, I know you, I know you, you know, I don't like that guy, got to avoid that guy, but I know you, I know you. So it's a lot of that. It's become a little home on the range.
Yeah, you know who doesn't get enough love is the Camel Crew
Camel
out there.
Camel Crew, shout out to the Camel Crew out there.
And-
Tony and
Oh,
Austin. and
Tony,
you
yeah.
didn't know who the Camel Crew
I didn't know
was?
they were called the Camel Crew.
You didn't even. Wow, I'm glad to know you. Watch all our videos. Only been calling them that for like 6 months now.
Now, did you build that because you were like the small barrel crew, you really wanted to incorporate that with them?
Yeah, it's funny, we all game hunted together and we started calling ourselves the Marlboro crew because all of us, not even intentionally at first, like all owned like a little piece of Marlboro gear. None of us smoke, by the way, but at least not that I know of. Chris, he looks like he drunk a couple times today.
Once in a while, have a cigarette.
No, but none of us do. So, but yeah, we started calling ourselves that, and then obviously the fun way to play on that was with the other guys coming around and they'd find camel stuff, and it just became a joke.
I love it.
I think one of the craziest questions that I might actually add into here, should we buy a storage unit with Dusty?
Dusty. So we have Dusty at a local celebrity. What do you think about Dusty? Like, Dusty, if you're listening, we love you. Dusty is like one of our suppliers out there. He's from Storage Wars. He's always on the show.
He's the homie.
What up,
homie?
What up, G? What up, homie? What up, big dog? What up, bro? Every time it's something different. Have you met Dusty yet?
Yeah, of course, but I didn't know he was in Storage Wars.
You didn't know that?
He's actively.
Gabo doesn't watch the show either.
Gabo
What is
hasn't
that
watched
show?
it. Yeah. Well, what's funny about Dusty is, and we don't say this with braggness, but he's like, dude, all the time people come up to me. He's dropping a lot of F-bombs in that conversation, but we don't understand. He's like, motherfucker. But he's like, dude, I meet so many people who are like, dude, I'm a huge fan of your show. And he's like, thank you so much. Thanks for watching Storage Wars. They're like, Storage Wars? Well, no, Pixel Game Squad. We're like, let's go. And if you guys don't know, that is our other channel.
And last question for Gabo. I'd say, what are your experiences when you're outside of like the country doing a swap meet or anything like that? Have you been to one?
Actually, yes, in Colombia and Puerto Rico. It's way different. I remember in Colombia, I found like a couple of PS2 games. Last time I was there. Maybe back then I didn't have the eye of the tiger like these guys. Well, I still doesn't have it.
I was gonna say.
I would say that their eye of the tiger is a lot different than everybody else's because they're very good at what they do.
Especially that guy over there.
Ricky's a cartridge finder.
And the
Yeah.
plush king over here.
He's the plush king.
I love
Tell me about in Colombia. Like, what is it all set up the same way? Just like
No, it's different. It's like they do over there in the malls. They close the mall.
so it's indoor.
Indoor, yeah. And they use like the first floor. And there's a bunch of people with tables over there.
Okay.
They have the regular ones outside too, outdoor. But I never been in one of those in Colombia. But in Puerto Rico, yes.
Did you find a lot of games there?
Well, that's what I was saying. I found last time I was there a couple of years ago, I found a couple of PS2 games, super cheap. For example, like Battlefront 2 for like $1,
Okay.
50 cents, something like that.
What's the normal thing out there at the swap meet? Like, what are most people selling at swap meets? And can you say it on camera?
I will say like pirate. How you call
like pirated stuff.
Bootleg.
Bootleg.
Yes, bootleg.
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 Yeah.
Here on the
Actually-
Pixel Plus, we're proud of bootleg.
Hi, bootleg Mikey.
Is it like bootleg clothing, bootleg
Yes,
DVDs?
especially like the jersey,
Yeah.
like football, like soccer jersey. You know the semi-sealed joke?
Yes.
It came from Colombia.
Oh,
because
really?
over there, I remember one seller telling me like, "Oh, this jersey is semi-original."
Oh, got it.
But you know
so
what?
we have a thing. Gabo would say he'd have these things for sale on what, and I'd be like, "Yeah, this is sealed," and he'd be like, "Well, semi-sealed." It means that's like a little slip or a little
Right,
cut.
right.
But
so-
you know what is funny?
Yes.
I bought it.
well,
And
you know,
it lasts like 3 months.
well,
like,
that's better
3
than expected.
But yeah, you can find especially in Colombia, you can find a lot of original games, PS2 especially, PS1, but not as much as here
Got it.
because in South America the culture is more like pirate things.
Gotcha.
Like,
Everyone's a pirate in South America. South American culture is pirate thing.
like for example, somebody say, "Oh, what did you play?" I say, "Oh, PS2." "Oh, I got one." And when I see it,
Oh, it's like a PS Brew.
Yeah, or it's mode. You know, they
Modded?
play copies. Yeah.
Got it.
So in Puerto Rico, it's more like here. You can still find a lot of good stuff.
We're going to go on ranking Capcom consoles.
Oh, no.
no.
Or NES
no.
game. No, wait, what?
Games, right?
Yeah, NES games. I am all types of stroke over here, guys.
I love this one.
Poor Curtis. All right, so the first Capcom in the NES days is pretty high ranking in the world.
Can't beat it.
Ricky, Ricky, put your mic up to you.
Oh, sorry.
Where do you rank Capcom in the world just in general in the NES days?
In the NES days,
Do they beat out Konami?
yes, they did.
What about you?
Close.
This isn't what it's about, but
Yeah.
Capcom or Konami, NES days.
Probably Capcom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gabo?
Of course.
Oh, you're a big Capcom guy. Okay.
Of course.
Gabo, you're the guest. Why don't you, my sir, pick
Yes.
a number between 1 and 10?
5.
5. Boom. First one we're doing right off the bat. This is Street Fighter 2010. Gabo, you are the guest. Where do you rate
I'm a
this?
little blind.
S is the greatest. F is the worst. Where do you put the game Street Fighter 2010 on the NES?
I will put it B
B. Why?
because it's not that bad. It's not that good.
Wow, I like that. Just straight to the point.
Yeah.
That's not like Chris and Ricky. They normally are like. What? Yes, Gabo?
You know what is the best thing about that game? In my humble opinion, the music.
Great. That was our old intro theme song.
That was our old intro.
All right, Chris, what about you?
I did not play this one a ton. I know the music is really good. I've probably put it in and played it a little bit.
Okay, so you don't want to get. Do you want to give us a letter or do you want to skip?
I might pass on this.
Okay, Riquito.
I'll keep it at a B.
Okay, a B.
It was good. Gameplay was all right, but yeah, he's right. it's just all right.
I'm not with you guys. I definitely, this is an A. If my brothers are listening, they're screaming A right now too. Street Fighter 2010 was huge for us. The gameplay, the level layouts were awesome. Each level was completely different. Great sound design too as well. I think extremely underrated for what it is. I'll put it in an A, but both of you guys B. So that's puts it at between a B and an A. Oh, to start. Yes, Gabo.
It happens to you when that. Well, you was too young, but when that game came out, I was thinking
You thought
I
it was
was
Street
thinking it was yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. The character's name is Ken.
Yeah.
In the video game. And check this out. It's called Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight. So a lot of people had some weird things about, could it be a Final Fight game? Does it have this? Chris, why'd you look at me so?
Well, I was
So
thinking because
deep.
I was like, I never actually played that game because I think I felt deceived when I went to put it in, and I was like, this isn't a Street Fighter game.
Oh.
And so I
It's
don't even
good.
remember what
It's
the
good.
gameplay.
All right, ready? I'm going to toss up one at random. What did I grab? Ooh, Gunsmoke. Gabo just put his head back and I'll let you start again, bro.
Really?
Yeah, what you got with Gunsmoke?
I get so passionate with Capcom. Oh, of course, S.
S.
Yeah.
You love it.
I love it.
So I got to admit, I did know you loved it. You have me and you have talked in great
Love
depth
it.
about that game.
It's not a surprise, man. This is
You're a Capcom.
I'm
Now remember
Capcom.
though, when you're ranking these, you also have to remember, keep in mind there are other games on here, so
Yeah.
you can't go all S.
no, yeah, but
Think of it in the world of Capcom. But yes, you're
yeah, for me it's a S.
okay.
So many amazing memories.
Ricky?
I'm gonna go a B. I like it, but the music's great. I love the music. That little soundtrack is amazing. But when I tend to compare it to like Contra and stuff, so I'm like, oh well, it's Contra's better.
Oh, Ricky.
I'm sorry. I know it's
Contra.
not the
It's not
same
even
because it's top down view. I know.
Contra?
Yeah, I
Sorry,
compare
I know.
Pokemon to
Well,
that
Super
game
C.
too.
Super
yeah.
C.
Super C tough.
So I'll go. I love the game, and I would give it an A, but I have to keep my brain and remember what other games are coming too. Again, we're not doing every Capcom game because there's way too many for us to do. I'm doing kind of like the highlighted ones. I'm gonna put it B plus. Christopher,
I'm putting that as a C. I was never a huge fan of this game.
really?
Not my style of game. Yeah.
You don't like it?
No, I was
You're
never.
just not a
huge fan.
cowboy, baby. So what do we have? We had B, S, and C. Where does that put it? Curtis, are you smart over there?
It's a abs. It's in between.
What does that even put it at?
A and B?
I think that puts it where Street Fighter's at.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I think it's a little bit low Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Ricky, you're starting the next one. Ready?
All right, let's just throw a random one.
Ready?
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun. Bionic Commando.
Let's
I think I'm gonna
go.
break hearts on this. Ricky, you start.
I'm gonna be.
Be brutal.
honest.
I'm gonna
Be
be honest,
brutal.
It's probably a C with me. I like it,
Man.
but I don't love it.
Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry.
Let's go Chris
I-
next. Let's
I'll
go
go
Chris.
next.
I
on
feel
this.
so sorry.
I absolutely love this game. This is one of like my favorite games
Okay.
of all time. I could pop this in right now and play this. I
you
love
good
the
at it?
music. Yeah, it's a tough game.
Yeah.
But that swinging with the arm and the sounds and all of it, I love. It was really tough to beat. I don't think I ever beat it, but I would give this honestly an S. This is one of my favorite NES games.
Okay, I'll jump in then too because I know where Gabo's going. I'm kind of with Ricky. I like it. And I think when Gabo would talk in conversation with me, I'd pretend to like it more so he doesn't get mad. 'Cause I could see how passionate he was, and I'm like, Bionic Commando. I do like the lore of it though.
What a
how
fake.
it used to be. Have you seen it before? What it used to be before on the backgrounds?
No,
it
what do
would
you
show
mean?
Hitler.
Yes, I did know that.
And the swastikas. And all. It was dark.
Why they changed that?
Well,
I
yeah,
thought they
because
did.
like for audiences, they did change it. They
Gotcha.
changed it, but originally, I don't know the deep.
I think the
detail of where.
Japanese versions is like that.
They're like, we don't care. I am going a C. So sorry, that's 2 C's and S. Gabo, where are you at?
I mean, can I repeat?
Yeah.
The score, it's S.
Okay.
all day.
Gabo's
Yes,
just
on
all S's on.
No,
It's a good game.
it's a good spoiler alert. That's my favorite NES game.
That's one of
I
my
don't know if
favorites
I
too.
ever
It's
told you
definitely
that.
top 10.
So-
I love that game.
Yeah,
so
that
much.
game is insane.
So SSCC, I think that puts it at a B.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. Oh, look
Dude, you
at
dragged
the tables have turned,
See what
sucker.
they did is they take our S and put it as a
The
B.
tables have turned, sucker. He gets his on all the other ones. Hey, do you like Nirvana?
I love
We did
Nintendo.
a ranking of one of these. It ended up at like a D.
I think I put it
Really?
as a F.
There's your thought for the day.
I dragged N64 down to a C plus, C minus
Everything's
maybe.
kind of right at a B.
The
Okay.
N64 is a-
Do Darkwing.
That's pretty good though.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
Curtis.
not a big fan.
Curtis suggested Darkwing. I guess I'll start with Darkwing. I haven't started
Do
yet. I like it. I don't love it. I'm actually very good at the game. I can beat it pretty simply. I like that you can hang. I like the different weapons. But something about it's not my top tier of those like Capcom Disney Afternoon type games.
Yeah.
Although I love Darkwing Duck as a cartoon, as a what it is. But I have to say it's actually one of my least favorite ones on here so far. I hate to say, even though I enjoy it, something about it, I like force myself to beat it, and when I do it. So I'm going to put a C. Gabo?
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm going with C2.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's like you say, it's good.
Yeah.
I love the music, but I don't think it's over
Just doesn't
there.
fit your style.
Yeah.
Okay. Christopher?
I didn't play it a ton. I've played it.
And what'd you think?
It was decent.
Uh-oh.
C,
D.
but not even enough to really play it a ton. C for me.
Ooh, C. Ricky.
I was gonna say D, C, but now I'm gonna go for D for Darkwing Duck.
And there's our
Wow.
first hatred of the day. There's always one that people are going to hate
Good
us
old
for.
Three
Ricky.
C's
I
and a
think
D,
it's
C,
the
D.
TurboGrafx version that blew it for me because the NES one wasn't actually too bad.
The TurboGrafx
But that
one is
turbo
horrible.
one, yeah,
Horrible. Well, you can't rank the turbo one.
I know. I'm
Ricky.
sorry.
But it's super expensive.
What does that have to do with anything? All right, ready? I'll throw up a random one. Oh, I wonder if anyone else is here to G like me and knows this game. Codename Viper. Anybody who wants can jump in.
I didn't play this one.
Okay, you're whack.
B.
B.
B?
Yeah. It's a good one.
I barely played it, so I feel like I shouldn't.
Okay, so it comes down to me and Gabo. I think I'm right there with you as a B.
Yeah.
I truly like it. Like, I truly like it.
It's really good.
It controls a lot like it's basically another version of Rolling Thunder as well. Has that very stiff. The jumps are very like whoosh, you jump out and kind of pop out. B as well for me. It doesn't sound like as many people are going to be excited about Codename Viper, but if my brothers are listening, they know.
You can
they,
never go wrong.
They know what
with
this means.
Rolling Thunder.
That's how they say thank you in the game. That's all I had to toss out. All right, ready? Let's go for a big dog. Mega Man, the greatest game that a lot of people don't like, apparently. Oh, by the way, guys, that's the only Mega Man I put on because we all know where Mega Man 2 would land.
Yeah.
We all know where Mega Man 3 would land.
So are we just rating Mega Man?
And only
1?
rate Mega Man 1. We all know where Mega Man 2 was going. Come on, let's be
Yeah.
honest. I was like, let me put on one that's probably a little controversial. Mega Man 1, Christopher.
I mean, of all the Mega Mans, it's my least favorite Mega Man.
Of all.
Yeah, this one was so ridiculously hard.
Really?
It was just absurdly hard.
You suck.
I mean, I liked it because it's Mega Man. I mean, I beat all the other Mega Mans, but this one I could never beat.
Really?
So I would put it as I mean, it's still Mega Man. I'd still put it as an B.
Okay. I mean, I personally don't think it's that hard. I think it's one of the easier Mega Man games. Maybe because it's one of the ones you grew on. And I watched the How to Win video games tapes on how to beat this game. Oh. So we had a lot of ups. I go easy A. This is Here Comes the Hate. Do. I like it better than Mega Man 2 and 3.
Oh, no.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
So go ahead. I like it better. What can I say? Gabo?
I agree with you. I will. You remember those sounds?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I would put 8.
Hey, you heard him, Chris.
What is this? Soundtrack.
For those audio listeners out there,
I'm trying to
ASMR.
give him nightmares, man. Remember that?
All he had to do was
What
look.
was that actually? What was? I do remember
blocks
the
that
blocks.
disappears.
It was the blocks. Oh my god!
I thought the blocks were
hated
easy
those
because they're all
things.
timed.
Oh my gosh!
Dude, that's.
I don't know, Ricky.
I'm with Chris. It's really hard, but I'm still gonna give it an A because it was hard, but I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
it was still a Mega Man.
It was still Mega
Good,
Man,
like-
but it was. I'm with you, dude.
I
It
would
was
say
hard.
that Ricky's a little biased because he's like one of the biggest Mega Man fans.
I love Mega Man.
He's not gonna throw it in the dumps.
I still can't get over the fact that Ricky put Darkwing Duck as a lower because he was thinking about the TurboGrafx game.
Disaster Rick.
My bad. Is
my
that our?
bad.
Is that our? Where's this? You boys about to tell me. Does this go above Street Fighter 2010?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay.
For sure.
Like an A-.
So it's like an A-. Okay, ready? Here we go. Ooh, the cream of the crop. Ricky,
Curse
DuckTales.
that game.
DuckTales.
All right, so I feel bad. Like
Okay, be real.
I'm gonna give it a B because it is great, but I suck at this game.
Yeah, you do. I remember.
I don't know what it is about. Well, this one and the other one that's coming up.
Oh yeah. You're up, Gabo. You're up. DuckTales.
Oof, it comes the hate.
Oh no.
Popular opinion,
Okay.
the music is great.
Okay. Oh
It's
boy.
fun, but I have to go with C.
No.
No, it's not my team.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe like Bionic Commando was above this, but okay. Chris?
I mean, it is what it is.
Uh-oh. I can see Chris's
I
face
like
right
this
now.
game.
Oh,
okay.
I actually played this one quite a bit.
Okay.
I love the cane bouncing thing.
Oh,
That-
yeah,
that was
it's great.
awesome. That was like the best mechanics.
And the goal is to collect money.
Yeah, and the money,
What a
and
wise man.
Scrooge, and all of that. So, I really enjoyed it. I'd give it a B plus, A.
Okay.
I'd give it an A.
I'm solid A. Along with the music, which by the way, Amazon theme is better than Moon theme in my personal opinion. But love this game to death. I don't want to go over a million times of what it is, but to me, it's just Shovel Knight is one of the best games I've ever played in recent times, and it just reminds me so much of the original version of kind of what a Shovel Knight was. So we had AAC,
And D.
B.
B.
AACB. That's like a B-ish. That's like
Yeah,
a
it's a
solid.
B.
All these Capcom games are finding their way right into B. It's like we can't escape it. All right, I'm going to do my best
It's
to
Capcom.
escape it right now.
Let's do it.
By giving one that I know. What did I just click here? Good. Oh no, what did I do, people? What? Can somebody help me here? What did I do? Pretend that this is working. Little Nemo Dream Master. Chris, I'm jumping in for you.
I love this game.
Oh,
This
good.
game was
Right when I saw me
awesome.
click it and I saw your teeth, I was like, oh, he's going to like it. Yay.
I did. I loved this game. This one was kind of in line with like the little Samsons and where you could
Let's
be different
go.
characters and stuff. And so
Let's go.
I absolutely loved it. I'd give it an A plus.
Let's go, my man. All right, I'll jump in there right now. It's my S. I actually think it's top 2 in these for me by far. You can it's NES, right? NES is so hard back then to be diverse, but Little Nemo Dream Master, you go around, you feed the different animals, you get to play as them. It's different mechanics. The music's different. There's a storyline. There's a really perverted mod of this game too, by the way, that I don't recommend looking up. Look it up. But it's S for me all the way. Ricky.
Ooh, I like that. That's actually a B plus. I really enjoy this game. This dude got me really into it. I can't say anything else. It's a great game.
Okay.
What's there to say?
I got
Oh,
big
no.
memories of that game.
Okay.
Is that the one you throw candy
Yes,
to
sir.
the frogs and
Yes,
all
sir.
that?
Yep. The frog has jumping powers.
I will go with B.
Okay. My hope right now, what is 2 B's and 2 S's? Or did you say A?
I said A.
You said A plus.
A plus.
I'm holding you to it.
A
So does that put us at a solid
Solid
A.
A.
I would say
A?
A.
Solid A.
That's probably our highest
go,
one so
Little
far.
Nemo.
Wow.
Thank
Lead.
you, Lord, Little Nemo. Ready? I'm gonna get Gabo happy right now. Ready? Everybody, watch Gabo's face if you're here. Trojan on. Oh, look at him. He's excited. Oh, we got goosebumps. Gabo, your thoughts on Trojan?
You know. Oh my god, I love that game so much. It has to be a S for me.
Wow.
Really?
Okay,
Chris is perplexed.
yes, I'm rare, man. I'm
I
different.
I don't actually. I never really played this game that much, so I
I-
probably would even pass in this. But I didn't realize it was that good of a game. Makes me actually want to go play. it.
For me, I love it. I love the environment, the little history.
The little armadillo characters you fight.
Oh, yeah, I love the music.
I'll say for me, I've beaten it, and I've beaten it in an arcade,
Yes,
and I still don't love it.
I challenge you.
You did challenge me, and I beat it. You were very surprised that I beat it.
Yeah.
But I again beating both games, but we'll look at NES here. I still don't love it. I feel like the control on it was lacking as far as like the stiffness of the characters.
Yes.
Sound effects and music is good, but it's more nostalgic good than like actually
Here you go.
good. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he's the music, dude. I think all the Capcom games. I love Capcom because of the music. Bring me so many memories.
Yeah,
and also the games are really good.
they are good.
But that game's is a S for me.
What's Ricky's thoughts?
I like the game, but I don't love it, so it's a C.
Yeah, I was kind of at a C too.
It went from emotions to I don't really like it.
So CCS, that puts it at like another B. Shocker. Another Capcom game right at a B. Oh man, this is all right. What's left? Ooh, here we go. I'm gonna go this one right here. Mighty Final Fight. We got 3 more left, ladies and gents. Ricky, jump with Mighty Final Fight.
It's actually a great game, but it's not a top tier for me. It's like it's like a solid B plus. It's great. It's fun, but I don't know.
Staying on that-
Chris is giving me a look.
Staying on
No.
that beat.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I actually like this game a lot. It reminded me a lot of like Double Dragon-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. And I loved it. I think it had that crazy spin kick you could do.
It
in this
did.
That
one,
was cool.
Which I just loved the spin kick. So I would give it a B plus. Yeah. I'm with
I
you.
just love how we're saying B plus, like it's never into anything better. Like, oh yeah, just below A, but B plus is perfect.
I think it was ahead of its time for being a beat 'em up. If you compare it to a lot of other beat 'em ups of the time, I feel like a lot of them graphically weren't up to speed and control. Like that fluid motion of the combos, like you know, you compare it to which games I love, Double Dragon, and games where it's mild combos, like it was very fast. The music was one of my favorite soundtracks that I use all the time in a lot of edits that I do for people. For me, it's a solid A.
I think it was a very late released NES
Yes.
game too. So the mechanics seemed really almost ahead
The
of its
mechanics
time.
were ahead of its time.
Yeah, way ahead of
Did
its
this
time.
come out almost same time as the Super Nintendo one? Like right.
I think it was
like
right
back
towards
after,
the
isn't it?
end.
After.
Right after, like back
I think
pretty close.
after, yeah.
It has to be after.
I don't want to claim it, so I don't know. Gabo?
I think it was one of the last games ever made for NES.
Because he reminds me a lot of River City Ransom. I have to go B.
Okay,
It's so good.
B. So where we're at, that was B, A.
Just a
Said
B.
B plus.
Yeah,
Solid B again.
Solid
Dang,
B.
I'm
It's
trying
just
to
a
break down.
solid B plus.
That's pretty good though for like games to be that solid of a
Oh
BA.
boy.
It's Capcom.
Ooh.
Ghosts and Goblins. Chris, you look like a Ghosts and Goblins guy.
I love Ghosts and
I
Goblins.
could just, you look like you'd be
That's
into
so
it.
funny you say that.
I love this.
But I mean, I really love Super Ghouls and Ghosts is what I love. This one was obviously
Precursor.
a precursor and such a hard game to play. I mean, I wish they hadn't made it so hard, to be honest with you, because I absolutely love it. The music, the opening scenes, the storyline, everything. And I feel like they perfected it with Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which is one of my all-time favorite games. But I still love this for what it is, so I would give it an A.
Ricky?
I'm gonna go with the same thing, an A. I enjoyed it, but it's hard as heck.
So
You want a
hard.
hard Nintendo game? You play this.
Ridiculous.
And then the brutality of beating it twice to get a proper. Gabo?
I have to go A plus.
A plus.
Don't ruin
Pretty
it.
close.
He's so good.
I just love the new
He's
skills.
just trying to keep it below Little Nemo.
I love it. He's gonna blow it right now. I love it.
He's like D. He just drag it down.
Are we doing a podcast anytime soon about overrated games?
Maybe, yeah, for sure.
Hey, can I add something?
Solid D.
Oh, drag it down.
Dare I say, I've tried to like it so many times. The way you bounce, the way the fluidity isn't my jam. I call it a trasher, bro. But
Wow.
Super A.
Hey,
Super Ghouls,
and Ghosts,
A.
so good.
This one to me
So good.
always been subpar to me.
I prefer the music in that one than the Super.
Oh, I'm so happy I got to ruin it for you guys. I've never felt that power.
It's okay.
Chris has done it multiple times.
I've done it. Just wait
know
till
what
the
we
end
think
too,
about
so you could.
Oh, no. So that puts it at a C. Oh yes, yes, almost. No, maybe high C plus. All right, I think this is the last one for now. Why don't we have Ricky start first? And I'm saying it for specific. Oh, audio listeners, Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Do not play this game with me because I am horrible. I can't believe how bad I was at this game, but I actually enjoyed it, and I just kept taking Rift's lives.
Ricky sucks. And I don't mean like he's like slightly bad. I'm talking
Bro.
like every 15 seconds, you're like, stop getting hit, Ricky.
It was bad. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What's going on right now?"
I think it's something with the Capcom games.
It's just what dude,
Is that just games in general, Ricky?
this one in DuckTales. I'm just like, why can't I beat these?
Chris,
Ricky
Wait, could you
sucks.
steal lives in this one? I forget.
you can't.
said
You can
can't-
take lives. Yeah.
you
you
can't
can
take,
take
like-
their lives.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So he was
Forgot
carrying
you
us,
could
and I
do
just
that.
kept taking his lives.
I mean, I absolutely loved this because it was 2-player and you could carry the other person. I don't know if there was another game like that before that.
That
where
was
you-
great.
And just throwing the character all the
So
time.
fun.
It was so much fun. I would give it an A.
Let's
I
go.
love this game.
And you can hide in blocks. Like what a cool.
Yeah,
mechanic.
it was such a cool
Gabo.
game.
No.
So when we discuss about this podcast,
What'd you call me?
yeah, and you told me about the Capcom games,
Yes.
I sit down and play that game, and I came to the conclusion
Oh, no.
that's a D.
No.
Oh,
You did it on purpose. You did it on purpose. That's a lie.
Oh.
No.
No.
Hey, look, it's similar for me. It's similar like DuckTales. It's not. I don't know, man. I didn't enjoy it. I will say the music is cool, but for me it's a D.
Cool, man.
What?
S plus for me.
S plus,
My
your
favorite Capcom
favorite
game by a long
Wow,
shot.
Nice.
Really?
One of my by a long shot. Also, it's one of my endless saga of me bragging about what games. Easy, perfect run for me. It's
Really?
like it's like a 13-minute finish for me. I think.
That's why it was fun to play with him.
I love the game.
So you were amazing at it, and Ricky was absolutely
I was garbage.
terrible.
And every song is unique to the level, the overworld. Each song is just this fantastic, fun tune. All the songs don't really have like a sad feeling. They're very fun, overusement videos. Just like the Phoenix Resale one. I don't care what you guys say. S plus 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 plus. What was it? What was your rating?
Oh, I give it a
Come on.
a B plus.
B
I
plus.
was A.
You were A. That's right around here. And Gabo.
Gabo
No.
D dragged
Okay.
it
But,
down.
but your S
D.
might have dragged it up.
Okay, guys, all that matters in the end, as we say every time, we tell you guys, we finish, what was the top, what was the bottom? Bottom, Darkwing Duck. Oh, no.
I feel bad. That shouldn't have been on the bottom.
Do we feel bad about this?
pretty low for it.
I think it's better than
Hey.
Chips and Dale.
Someone has to lose.
I think Trojan should have been down there.
I've never played Chips and Dales. Yes, I agree, Trojan down. And number one, I'm still very happy about my second favorite, Little Nemo Dream Master. Let's go.
Dude, that was like a comeback. I didn't expect that one.
Going for a complete collection, is it a waste of money?
Oh, okay. So this is a conversation I really have been wanting to have for a while. We're in the collecting world. We've been doing this forever. Complete sets is a big thing. I feel like there was a big push in popularity in it for a long time. Kind of died out, back up again. People doing it, died in and out. I know a few people doing them. I know Retro Rick's going for, he has GameCube, N64, NES. And the reason I thought this would be an interesting topic with Gabo is because you are going for the NES set, but at the same time, we are also now in a modern age with modding. So my first question to you is, you are going for complete NES. What in your head is the decision that made that happen that feels like a wise decision? Like, yes. Not saying it's not. That's not me saying it's not. What in your brain locked it like, okay, I'm going to do this. I know emulation exists. And also, I am going to pressure you. Are you even going to play the games all? So I will say that just because I know the internet will ask. Because there'll be people that are like, that man's never going to play all those games. Whoa, geez. You okay over there?
It is fun. I'm doing for fun,
Okay.
for the passion
What passion?
of collecting. And no, I'm not going to play all those games. it's true.
Well, that was a
I'm
very
not-
short answer. Hey,
Yeah.
Gabo, we brought you on to ask you this one question. Eats fun.
wait.
Ricky?
No, seriously. Who's going to have time to play, 700?
Okay. So why are you?
Games.
So is fun literally the only reason? That's your main motivator to collect them
Well,
all?
yeah, for me personally, it's a challenge.
Okay.
It is fun. It's an excuse to go out there and, hunt for something.
Got it.
And also,
It's the collector in you.
yeah, it's the collector journey.
So the biggest question I have for you, say you do that, right? You get to this point, you accomplish them all, you spend a lot of money, some would say waste a lot of money. Are you going to sell it off?
I will say 75% yes. 25% I'm going to keep it, especially like the Bionic Commandos.
All the ones you can find anywhere.
Yeah, well, I will say the games that people sign for me, because those are a remind, it reminds me of the journey. Unless, I need to sell it because
Okay.
something happened. But Yeah, I'm gonna, of course.
Would you try to sell it as a whole lot or no?
Ooh, I like that.
Who knows? I'm not there yet, but probably.
Chris is gonna be on the front line. Hey.
And if so, how can I get your number?
Well, no, because whenever people have a whole lot like that, a whole collection, it usually the price goes up. It's like a full set at that point. So I didn't. Anytime I've seen full sets marketed,
Chris, has anybody in this room ever completed an actual full set for any console?
Close.
Like, you know,
Close.
not for
but not-
consoles, but I'm trying to go for a full set of Garbage Pail Kids.
really?
Yeah, and it's the same concept. Like I love collecting Garbage Pail Kids, so I have all the cards, and I like buying them individually or finding them. They're very hard to find, but in filling in gaps. So I like the same process of it.
Yeah,
And it's not for money. I just like collecting them. I like to fill
There you
in
go.
and have.
I
a
think
full
we
set.
we all can agree. We're collecting for fun, for the passion, for having an excuse to go out there.
So I guess the big question is the actual question at hand. Is there any big bangers in the Garbage Pail Kid world that you have to buy? Let's say, like in his world, if you're going to complete the set, you're going to have some hefty prices coming soon. Is that an actual good use of your money? That's not me saying it's not. Is that a wise decision? And I say this with love. Let me say this to everybody out there. Don't get offended. You have a family.
Yeah.
You have kids. Is it a good decision for you to do it, or are you going to do it, get that rush, then sell it off immediately, return the money? I want both of you because both of you are going for complete.
I mean, the Garbage Pail Kids, most of the cards are like $20, so it's pretty easy to fill them in.
but
This is
there's no like
series one.
mega bangers.
The mega beggars would be like Nasty Nick is 1A, and then Atom Bomb. You guys all remember Atom Bomb?
Yeah,
which is
I think he was
number
like
8
the
card.
poster child, right?
Yeah, and the Nasty Nick one is worth like raw, like anywhere from like $200 to $400 a card, and the
Wow.
Atom Bomb is maybe the same, like $200 to
I
$400.
didn't know he was going for them. I feel bad. I just sold off graded ones.
No,
I
did you
put it
really?
on whatnot.
But you can take it to extremes. Like I'm collecting them raw, right? But there's people out there that are collecting full sets of Garbage Pail Kids, first series, like graded, or you want first series graded 10, then you're spending tens of thousands of dollars to get that. So for me, like money wise, it's not a huge investment. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a fun little thing to kind of do on the side. It's like
Okay, so yours is
preoccupy all of my
easier.
time.
Yours is easier. So Gabo, you're back
You
in the
ready
hot
for
seat.
this?
Let's hear the. Oh, put
Are
those
you ready
glasses
for
on and
this?
tell me.
I have to put the glasses.
Is it a waste of money? And you tell
It's
me.
a waste of money.
It is.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes, because look at this way. If you're buying the games, let's talk about NES games, to play it, you can emulate those.
Yeah.
Some of those games you can play on the Switch.
Yep.
It's going to be cheaper, right? So, for example, me that I'm going to the full set, like I told you guys, I'm not going to play all those games.
Are you
What?
are you going to sell them when you're done then to make it like what is your goal when you're done financially to be like, okay, now I have 50, I don't know what a complete NES set would take.
I mean, it depends. Are you going for the NA or are you going for all of it, like the PAL?
This is what I tell everybody. I cannot say I'm going to the full set because I'm not going to buy
The sports
Skating
card.
events?
a stadium
Yeah, I guess
event.
that, what's your limit? What's
Yeah,
your limit?
I think I'm blessed that I already jump ahead, getting little Samsung. I think after
I saw
stadium
that.
events, that's the most expensive one, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
unless
emulate.
I'm wrong, so probably Ricky will know. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna keep a couple, and the rest I'm gonna sell the rest.
But is it fun and does it make you happy as you're doing it?
Happiness, of course.
So
Exactly.
love
I
it.
think that's what it comes down
Yeah,
to.
that's
right?
that's.
Does it make your wife happy?
Does she even know?
I was just kidding, but you can answer if you want
Ding,
to.
ding, ding. We got ourselves another ad for Apothecary, baby.
Ready? Who wants to see socks? Are amazing. Shout out to Apothecary for being the first live ad reads, which is, by the way, a dangerous thing to trust us to just live read
Us
an ad.
lunatics.
Ready? I'm going to pull out a sock. Who gets the sock on this one?
I
Who's
said
going to get it?
me, off camera,
Curtis
me.
off camera? Oh, Curtis
what'd you get,
got
Curtis?
some beautiful greens. Curtis, why don't you give us your honest, real thoughts? Well,
Matches his shirt.
Let me just smell it first.
you gotta come in here, bro.
Oh, okay.
Hop off your stand. There he is. Yeah, nice and blown out. There you go. Oh,
Perfect.
hey, great job showing those not to the people.
I'm so sorry.
Chris, what do you think of those socks? For real, for real.
When
what
I
do you
was
think
putting
of
them
those
on,
socks?
I loved the web part on the top of it. Right away, like it looked like a regular sock, and then when you pull it up, it's like webbed out. And we were like, oh man, look at the breathability on this.
Heck
And
yeah,
Curtis
bro.
is like, yeah, no, your feet won't stink.
Awesome. Link in description if you want to order them. Let them know Pixel Plus sent you. Yeah, it's a wonderful company, Apothecary. Apothecary is pronounced, by the way, Apothecary, and it is your sneakers' favorite socks. Apothecary socks not only look great with all the sneakers and clothing in your closet, but they feel great on feet. Apothecary was founded by two sneakerhead product designers that wanted to create the best sock ever that matched with all of the pairs in their collection, but was also super comfy. Apothecary features a proprietary knit technology called ISO Weave. ISO Weave gives the socks incredible breathability, stretchiness, and they fit great. Apothecary socks come in a ton of different colors, sizes, and styles, but they also drop limited collections and collaborations every month that feature wild designs to fit your unique style. Check out Apothecary on their website, apothecary.com, and try out your sneakers' new favorite socks. Thank you.
So I know this is kind of far out. Are you planning on, once that collection's done, switching over to SEN?
SNES, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my plan. I already have some Super NES bangers,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I said, like I told you guys, I'm gonna sell the 75%. I don't know prices because, to be honest, the majority of those games, I did use the brown card.
Heck yeah, let's go. You know what the brown card is?
No.
You know the brown card? Bro, all right, we're going to...
Ricky used it in
We're going to
Arkansas
talk
for
about
sure.
this right now and get ready, internet, to be offended. For real, because
Yep.
this is a real thing.
Let's get offended.
So
It's
at
2023.
swap meets, I'm not even joking, multiple times, we have it on camera.
We do.
Have been to swap meets where I say, how much? And they go, 15. Ricky asks, 10. It happened to my son, too, at a vendor. He asked how much. The guy said like 15. Another kid asked, he said 5. Literally have on camera another guy going, how much? And he looks over and he goes, which one of you? And I go, why? He goes, the Mexican guy gets it cheaper. And I was like, what? I like it. But so Gabo calls it the brown card. And Gabo has Gabo's kind of phrased it now to where it's like a thing in our community where he'll literally go to people like, hey, do you guys accept the brown card? And they'll be like, absolutely.
Some people give me the look, like some people I hear before, like, that's racist.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, how can it be racist?
It's all in good fun,
I'm
bro.
brown.
Towards me. But it's just funny because I've had so many people get mad before on the show, and I'm like, listen, we've said it before on the show. We are the most diverse squad of knuckleheads on the internet. There's every different culture and race and political opinion you could think of. So when people are like, you can't say that on the show, that's like offensive. I'm like, no, it's not.
Where's the main camera over there?
Where? Wait, yes, that one. Go ahead, Gabo.
Beautiful people. Relax.
Yeah, there we go.
Relax.
Breaking
One
the
word of
fourth
wisdom.
wall, yeah.
Be happy. Happiness. Come on.
Yeah, get out from behind. Go touch grass. I love when people say that. Go outside. Go touch
I
grass.
love that.
I heard that the other day. I was like, I like that. What were we talking about here?
Now, one of the things I was saying, like, does condition matter for you when you're doing your collection?
No, because I got some games that the label is not that good, and it doesn't matter to me. I just want to have it.
Now, a lot of people have a big stick about you having people sign it. Like
Gabo doesn't have a big shtick.
No, it's. I'm saying, like,
Now you know.
what's kind of the purpose that you feel behind that when you have somebody sign an expensive cart or something along the journey?
It's the journey.
Yeah.
It's like when finally I get the chance to have a big room, a big game room, and put everything on display. You know, when I look at them, it's memories.
Do you want to? Why you want to buy like a bigger house and have like a big game room and all this and that? You know, you could do that if you didn't buy so many video games.
Well, hey, I agree. It's true.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it's true.
Who is signing your carts? The people you buy them from?
Yeah, I mean, the rule is good deal, awesome deal.
Yes.
Awesome person, good friend, sign it.
make it part of the journey.
Not
Yes.
on the label, right?
Whatever you want.
See, so we have such more of a stickler here. So, I can
no.
joke with you all I want, Gabo, but I it's funny. I am all about the journey as well. I just
I know
don't
you
hold
are.
the things as well. It's funny. So one thing I get the most flack for in my life is my tattoos, because a lot of people are like, you don't have like a style or like an aesthetic. I'm like, it's about the journey, and the best way to prove it is Ricky. Why don't you tell them what happened in Arkansas?
Oh, so
Tell the full story.
so I think I don't know how it happened, but Rick somehow got
Retro Rick.
Sorry. Retro Rick tried to convince Aaron to get this tattoo. Oh, actually, I think you brought it up. Did you bring it up?
He brought it up.
He brought it up. He's like, "Hey, dude, I'll pay you money to put your my Game Point, the little logo on his arm," and he paid him $400. It was pretty cool. I didn't think it was gonna happen.
You
Didn't even
it.
think twice.
Oh, he's sick.
Wow, you
I
still can't believe
did
it.
I'm ready for the next real estate ad for him.
Hey, I'm taking offers. But it's funny. I'm all because that's my thing. Is it's like the journey, the people who tattoo me, the way, their style, their this. Oh, I'm not that good. I'm kind of an amateur. I'm like, cool. I'll be part of the story. Go ahead and do it. It's what my body is full of. Whatever. I have a stick and poke tattoo with a guy who did it in his room with.
Let me see it.
This one. There you go. Well, the audience can be able to see it, so it's not good.
That
Doesn't make for
I
good.
love the guy though. What he told you.
Yeah.
What he say? He's like, "You ever got a tattoo by one arm guy?"
Yeah, and he was great. His name was Blake. Awesome guy. I've never met him. We walked next door to get the tattoo. Rick's like, "All right, bro. Hey, got a thing. You want to get? I'll pay for the tattoo, and I'll give you $400 to get my logo tattooed in your arm." I was like, "Cool, man. Sounds fun. Let's do it." So we go next door to go to get the tattoo. The guy's sitting down. He's talking. He's like, "All right, man. We're gonna do the tattoo." I'm like, "Let's do it. Pay the man. Let's go." I go over to the tattoo area, and he stands up, and I see he has like a half hand, and he is obviously, there's nothing wrong with talking about real things. He was like the coolest guy ever, totally fun about it. He's like, "You ever got a tattoo from a guy with a mutant hand?" So fun. And I love people like that, that are real people, that aren't like, "Hey, did you look at it? Did you say that?" It's like, no, that's part. If anything, I started talking to him about it, and he loved that I was talking to him about it. He even showed me, he had a baby like doll leg, like this big, and he's like, "Dude, I had to wear that when I was a kid." And it ended up opening us like this big conversation. We became good friends. I got his number, and I'm like, that's what I like my tattoos to be, a big story about the journey. So I get it. I can
Now
poke
I
fun
don't
at
feel bad to having
a Pixel Game Squad logo. Well, you're gonna have to get that removed. Make it say Pixel Plus. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you gotta get one, bro.
Nice. On my forehead.
Oh, so
One of my favorite parts of that whole story of you getting your tattoo was Retro Rick's wife was actually like, "Yeah, you got to do it," and she's like opening
She
the
encouraged
register
it.
for
That's
Rick
awesome.
to get the cash to give to
Rick
him.
walks over with 400s, and he's just like, "All right, man, let's do it." And I was like, "All right, dude, cool, I'm in."
Ricky, where's your tattoo?
Oh yeah, I got it right. No, I don't have a
Ricky
tattoo.
wants a tattoo. He's scared. He's gonna get in trouble.
I should I even say it?
Yeah, you could say it.
It's just my mom's never wanted me to have tattoos. Like there was a whole thing with like my uncles having tattoos.
Because they were like gang members.
Yeah, so I mean I wouldn't obviously get something like that. I get like the dorkiest thing, like yo, I got Mario, like you know.
My monkey there.
But yeah.
Oh, my parents are different. I'm going next weekend with my dad to get tattoos.
Ooh,
See, that's awesome.
sick.
And my mom will like,
awesome.
she'll see it. She'll be like, "Oh, will you get another one that has to do with me, please?" And I'm like, "All right."
Game collecting tips and tricks.
Ooh, okay, so I want everyone to stop right now. Everybody's heard the same tips and tricks. You boys better have brought me your A game with a tip and trick for game collecting. I don't want none of these boo-boo answers that we've heard on every boring YouTube video. Here's a trick you didn't know. Bring cash. It's like, no. I want to hear. You got a good one, Gabo?
Oh,
Ooh.
of course.
Well, I'm going to give you a hand now because I know it's going to be good. What is it?
Do we,
Yes?
just in general or negotiate on the spot?
Tips and tricks, bro.
Anything.
You better think that little cute white head of yours right now. Go ahead, Gabo. What you got?
The brown card.
Oh, we talked about.
Dude,
I knew you were gonna say that too.
of course.
Okay, so let's say it. Does it play to your advantage? You as a Puerto Rican
I mean,
to play into the
Latin.
culture. Hola,
Yeah.
compano. Does that play into your bartering?
Of course.
Honestly.
Yeah, it happens. You know, you're being there.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, so for some reason, the Latin people feel more comfortable making business with somebody that speaks the same
That's
language.
okay.
I guess
You're not going to get in trouble, bro. Say whatever you want to
Are you
say.
sure?
Absolutely.
if you're Asian, use the yellow card.
Oh my gosh!
No!
I love it. So what are Curtis and I supposed to do? Hey, y'all, did you vote for Trump too this weekend? What's our camaraderie? Like, did you eat a hot dog and mashed potatoes this weekend? What is me and Curtis? What's the white card?
I mean,
You gotta go to white vendors.
Oh wait,
Few and far
oh, wait.
between.
No wonder why we got such good deals in Arkansas. That's amazing.
there you go.
Ricky can speak to it too. Does the brown card work in your favor?
It does.
I know it does.
It really does. I'm not gonna lie. It does. Remember when we went with Jer? There was this sweet Halo Xbox, dude. He went to ask. He's like, oh,
He's
40
like,
bucks.
he's like the whitest guy ever, like in
Yeah.
a cardigan.
It's like, how you doing? How much for this? He's like, $40. And Jer's like, rip off. And I go up and like, hey, jefe, ¿cuánto cuesta?
There
And
you
he's
go.
like, $10. I was like,
Ten?
what?
No, I see it with Ricky often. Ricky will be like, he'll have like a regular t-shirt on, hat forward, and he's like, how much? And then he asks, and then they say, and he doesn't like the price, and I see Ricky put on the hoodie, the hat backwards, and he goes into his completely different mode and asks, gets a better deal. It's a real thing. I don't care what anybody says.
You know what it pissed me off?
What?
When we are in the SWAT meet and I start talking in Spanish with Ricky.
Yeah.
And he answer in English. But when we get to make the deals, he start talking Spanish like very with the very Mexican accent.
Yeah, Ricky's good.
Yeah.
Let's hear it, Ricky. Your best vendor approach. Right now, you see on the edge of the table a big Pokemon plushie. You see a bunch of them. But you really want... Gabo, you play the vendor. Ready? You're walking up. Walk up right now. Wait, audio listeners.
Pásele.
Hola, jefe, ¿cómo está?
Bien, ¿y usted?
¿Cuánto por todo esto aquí?
Unos 50 varitos.
Toma 30, por favor.
No, mijo, 40.
Okay.
You know what's so funny about that? Is from being at Golden West, I can follow what they're saying. And my Spanish is like so nil. Like I hardly understand any of it. But David said, would you take 50,
Yeah.
30? They agreed at 40, I believe, was what you said.
Yeah.
And I followed that whole thing.
And it's like, I just go up, like, call him Chief. Like, what's up, Chief? Kind
I
of
got
like,
that too.
what up, boss?
Did you follow it?
I felt like I was in that conversation. I probably would have fumbled the ball real quick if I tried to jump in, but I felt pretty comfortable in that.
Yeah, like my Spanish has increased so much from just going to Golden West and listening to
yeah.
that. And now what I do is I actually go and I'll try to talk minimal Spanish to vendors, but I will negotiate. I know all the numbers pretty well, so I can do it pretty well. So
It sounds weird.
and it helps. I think it does.
It sounds weird to me because in the Golden West, there's a lot of Asian vendors too.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
Yep.
And what about Latins? I will say it's between 25 and 25.
Oh, the vendors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Percent like 25%. White people, 25%.
I don't know, Gabo. I don't see color, man.
It's a very diverse.
It's very
swap meet
diverse.
that
Yeah.
we have.
That's I think our community at Golden West is so diverse, and it makes it a fun experience. We're literally just a bunch of ragtag team of every different type of person you can think of, and I freaking love it.
One of my sticks is like when I walk up to a vendor and like literally I
Howdy,
see
y'all!
yeah I see something I like and they go, oh, this guy comes up, and then they start looking it up right in front of me. They're like, oh yeah, this will go for more, and somebody else walks up and it's cheaper, and I'm like, oh
Yeah, bro. Take
the
it.
worst.
Take it and accept it. All right, what you got, Chris? Come on, give us a good. Or do you want me to go first? Are you ready?
I'll go. I mean, my main thing is really just rapport. Like just walking up to a vendor and just saying how much, and then they give you a price, and then I'll give you half of that. Like never really seems to pan out.
Okay.
I mean, the best deals I've ever gotten, and especially for like game collecting, is really like digging deeper, building rapport, talking to the vendors or talking to whoever you might be buying from, and finding out, maybe they. You go to a garage sale, maybe up in the attic, there's a whole thing of games, but you wouldn't know unless you talked to them and built up a rapport and stuff. So I've felt that has been the best thing for me.
Define rapport in the dictionary for anybody who doesn't know what that means.
Well, just building like a good relationship, talking.
Okay, good. 'Cause I had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, how do I Google this without him looking?
Yeah, just good relationship building. Like really, and we all do it, like just talking and building that good relationship has
Okay.
worked out the best for me. Not just at the flea market, but in like all aspects of collecting.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, one of my favorites would be, and this is a good one for anybody because I know a lot of times people go, hey, that's not fair. You guys, clearly have the ability now to buy a lot of stuff. Hey, you guys must have got good jobs or something. You guys are buying a lot of stuff. So if you don't have money, I think this is the best tip that nobody ever talks about. You have skill. You have a living. You do something for work. You're good at something in the world. Use that as a bartering system. And I've seen people do it in, let's say, like I knew a chiropractor, and this is a real example. Chiropractor, this guy came in to the chiropractor. I don't have a lot of money. I work for this company like Quicksilver. Well, shoot, chiropractor is a surfer here. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, what can you do? He's like, what if I bring you a new wetsuit every season and board shorts and this and that? You can help them with things you have. For me, say I didn't have a lot of money. Oh, shoot. Oh, perfect example. I one time had a guy that was going door to door offering to paint a house. And it was back when I didn't really have a lot of money. And I was like, I don't really want to paint my house. I don't really want to spend that much money, 25 grand, blah, blah, blah. And I started thinking as he's talking, and I'm like, And I just shot my shot, and I'm like, do you guys have like a promo video or a website or social media? And he's like, no, we don't have any of that. And I'm like, you want it? And he's like, I would love to have that stuff. And I'm like, if you paint my house for free, I will do that. I'll build you a website. I build you a video. I'll go out on site and film you painting houses, making into a clean, nice video. So the same can go with even swap meet vendors. You can do that. If you know a vendor, you start talking to them every week, you're low on cash, go, dude, I don't have money for that, but I'm really good at carpentry. Do you need help building something? I can help build some really nice tables for the swap meet for you. It can be anything. And I think that's one of the most useful tools if you don't have money, because everybody's skilled at something, even if it's something you don't, whether you can cut hair, whether you can do, I don't know Gabo, what are you really good at?
I don't know either.
You'll think of it by the end of it.
One of my grandpa says, he always says, you'll always have a job if you know how to work with your hands. And like what you're saying is your tip is basically what your trade is, right?
Yes.
Like something that you can offer as a service to be able to get something in return.
Yeah. And I mean, it can be literal trade if you want to, like games or clothing or toys or whatever it is. But I'm talking about your specific actual, skill.
Yeah.
Ricky, you better come at me with a heater, bro. I want my mind to be blown, and I never want to game hunt the same again.
I already used the brown card, so you can.
Yeah, I can't even use that anymore.
I love that's how they both relied on that topic.
This is our best shot.
Nah, I guess for me, it's more like letting people know what I want. I don't care how much of a dork they think I am. But like half the people, like for the longest time, didn't even know what I collected. Finally told like some of my cousins, they're like, "Oh my gosh, dude, I got all these games. You have to. I'll give them to you." I'm like, "Oh, what do you have?" They're like, "Oh, boxed N64 box games." I'm like, so I'm trying to save that for an episode. So we might go to our relative's house and have a pick through.
That's what I like to hear.
I think one of the things that people miss out on a lot that you do very well is you bundle. Right?
Ooh, the bundler.
Yeah, bundler.
Tips on that, man. When you can bundle a lot of things together, you can save some money.
Yeah, you can.
You have to be willing to spend a little money if you're a bundler too. But I like your tip about letting people know. I feel like that was talked about in the early days of YouTube, and then it kind of stopped being talked about. And that is like literally tell family, friends, swap meet people, like you said, walk up to them.
Yeah.
Hey, you got this? I like this. But mix it with rapport, the new word that I learned.
The two of those. I mean, you've been doing that a lot at Golden West recently, like letting people know, and then they're bringing stuff specifically for you.
Yes,
but
you have to be willing. That's one where you have to be willing to pay a little, like I said, because nothing bothers them more. They dig it out, they search it out, they look for it for a week, they bring it to you, and you're like, it's nah.
You almost have to pay exactly what they want.
Pretty much.
Or they're like,
are we
okay,
talking
you're
Dusty?
done. Yeah, they cut you off.
So Dusty at the swap meet was so funny. We always pay, I wouldn't say like high on Dusty, but we pay pretty close to what his stuff's worth.
No one else will pay him that much.
No one else will.
I mean, that's a good tactic too, is just paying. Sometimes you pay the price of what it, don't negotiate because you might lose that contact. And I'll do that a lot too.
Exactly.
I'll be like, okay, I know this is a little bit high, but I'm just going to do it just because.
When we did that recently, we did that and we paid pretty close, but he gave us a pretty decent deal on this one. And we were selling it all on Whatnot. And he was in the room, and right when he was in there, go figure, some of the items went for higher than they should have. Thank you, whoever did that. You never have to do that, but the stuff went for higher. And we see Dusty pop in there, and he's like, "Oh, the prices just doubled at the swap meet."
Dusty pops into your what?
He popped in, bro. We got that celeb status.
They didn't see it, so I ended up seeing a screenshot and sent it to the boys, and I was like, "Look what Dusty said."
He screenshot it, showed it to his doctor, and I was like, "You son of a gun!"
Dang, that's
Dusty would get us,
hilarious.
but he's one of those guys. Again, we're building rapport through also cash, but again, use my tip if you don't have that cash. Hey, thanks for bringing it all, but I can help you with this. I know how to cook. I'll come make you dinner tonight.
Yeah, just to talk about, like, we built, Blake and I, Blake and I, it's funny because Blake and I are hunting. You guys are always hunting in little groups. We cross over. But Blake and I built rapport with Dusty, and most recently, like, we went to his place. He doesn't like to have people there, he said, but we did. We went there. He hooked us up with a good deal. But he was like,
dust ball, huh?
yeah, so, I mean, that's just that relationship building. And a lot of the deals that I do now are, like, behind the scenes deals like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's why you avoid us. We're with a camera everywhere. Hey,
Was this
what'd you find?
another one of your speculation deals? What would you end up getting there?
From Dusty?
Yeah.
Bunch of T-shirts, and I actually bought, like, $2,000 worth of
Nice.
CDs.
Oh my
Audio
gosh.
CDs, which I've talked about CDs on here before, but
That's
they
so
have been
brutal for
selling.
me.
I've been selling a lot of those CDs for $50 to $100 a piece.
Have you made your money back yet?
Dusty, are you
Probably I'm
listening?
pretty close. And I've only been selling them for about a week. Yeah,
Wow.
they were really good audio CDs, like more obscure, like rock.
I have such a hard time paying high money for CDs, even if I know they're worth money. I don't know if I just suck at flipping them or what it is, but my brain just doesn't work.
Well, there was 1,000 of them. I bought them for $2.
That scares me even more.
It was the biggest CD purchase I've ever done.
Wow.
It was $2,000 for the
wild.
CDs. But again, I didn't know, I couldn't look them all up, so I just took a chance on it.
Yeah.
But I've been
No.
selling them for $10, $20, $30, $50, $100 a piece, a lot of them.
Even if I was a seller, I wouldn't let you look them up. Like, I don't have time to watch you.
No,
look
I
up
don't have
100
time to
CDs.
do that. No, you just take a shot.
Now, over time, I'm going to ask each one of you guys, has your approach to your tips and tricks changed?
Yes. I think that I've pretty much built all of mine on relationship at this point, because you can mix in any sort of tip, but I just have learned that if you can get that vendor to be happy to see you, you'll get a better deal. Right. And there's, one of the ladies there that she used to not love me. I could tell she'd kind of back out a little bit every time, but now I can see it. I can visibly see it when we're walking over. They like me and you're like, oh, like almost like get the hair like a little bit ready, like kind of smile, like, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like they know we're coming. And the guy always says hi to you too. Hey, Ricky, it's one of the first booths we go to, but relationship for me has just kind of taken over everything.
It's true.
Yeah,
How
and
about
I've
you guys?
developed that over the years
Yeah.
too. I mean, probably 10 years ago. I'm a lot better at it now than I was 10 years ago. And it's just a skill you kind of, it's just general human interaction. You just get better at like, yeah, we're negotiating over an item for price, but I'm also more interested in knowing like who you are. Tell me about your story. Like that's a big key component to it. And you'll end up getting a lot better prices on things once you build the relationships like that.
What are you smiling about over there, Gabo?
Now, I want to hear
Devil's
it.
like, screw that. You just take
Just take brown card. Brown card only. If that fails, I'm out.
I'm thinking about my brown car. I never change it. It's always the same.
It's like I never had to build a
No,
relationship.
but
Go
go
for
ahead.
it. No, you're good. Go for it.
I agree with him saying like I was going to add like one of the tip too is like always be honest.
Yes.
Like I love when you are buying something and you say, I'm gonna sell this.
Yeah,
I love that, and I think the sellers love that too.
they do.
If I'm a seller,
The
I
audience
will,
doesn't like it, but the sellers like it.
yes. If I'm a seller, I would love to hear that because you're being honest.
Yes.
And of course, being nice. Try to, like you guys say, like build a relationship.
Yeah.
So I think, that's a good tip too.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that they really love that, which is really
Yeah.
important. It's kind of a bittersweet thing though, because the audience that watches YouTube videos doesn't necessarily like that. They think it comes off as slimy, which I understand, but the seller rapport is really important. I love that I know that word now. I'm like using it every minute. It's a good word. You guys have a good rapport? Everybody? Yeah.
One of the biggest suggestions I have out there is to look at Gary Vee, who's somebody who's been very notorious. He has this thing called trash talk. You literally build nothing and come into something.
Yeah.
Right. You start with $5, you turn it into hundreds of dollars. Right. And that's just something that like all of us have learned over time. It's like doesn't matter what price you pay. It's like it's just a journey and also trying to build a business off of nothing.
I don't follow him, but I did see a short come up one time of him saying like, if you make under $100,000 and you're not happy, quit your job. And he's
one of
like,
the best
because he's
advice.
like, you could make it so easily flipping. And I was like, wow.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
That was a really good little clip. I don't watch his show either, but
I
I
don't-
saw that.
Yeah.
And it's very, very true. You can easily make $100,000 just flipping stuff.
I know. I'm not saying that to anybody, making anyone feel uncomfortable financially or
No.
anything like that. But I will just say that everybody I know that has done that serious has been like, hey, I'm going to flip and I'm going to take it seriously. Everyone, including, I can name 10 of my friends who have done it, who have immediately made over six figures.
Yeah, and you can do it while still having a job too. It's not
Yeah.
even, it's a
All
side-
of us, really.
Yeah, you guys.
Damn,
I commit.
really
I made
need-
the jump. I no longer have a job.
Yes, Gabo?
I really need to quit my job.
But you don't sell, bro.
Is that Earthbound?
Yeah, bro.
Is that real?
That is real. Earthbound
It's real.
back there.
No.
Audio listeners.
Reproduction box, guys. This is green screen. Agree or disagree?
Let's go! It's always my here.
I love this.
I love this game too much. Gabo, the rules will be explained to you as they are to the audio listeners out there. We hold up signs. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. We will make sure and let the audio listeners know as well so they feel informed.
Can I keep this?
No.
All right.
And Curtis will guide our statements. Curtis, hit us with our first one, bro.
All right. Konami is better than Capcom in the 90s.
Konami better than Capcom
Capcom.
in the 90s. I am going to say disagree.
Disagree.
Disagree
Ricky.
from Gabo.
Disagree.
Okay, so what are some of the better Konamis? We got the Castlevanias.
Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Strider.
I said Konamis.
Oh, sorry.
As you read
Oh,
Capcom.
Ricky.
All right,
Good. And also in the 90s.
Hello. Contra?
Contra.
Great.
That's a
Contra-
heavy.
Super
Contra-
Caster,
Control Castlevania.
Super Castlevania 4.
So we're saying Konami is better.
No.
I love when we do this and agree or disagree. We start talking ourselves out of our answers.
I think it really comes to, for me anyways, Contra versus like Mega Man, because I feel like those are the best two that they had to offer.
Okay.
Castlevanias are pretty good, but if I had to choose, as much as I love Contra, I'd probably take the Mega Man series over.
Wow.
Sunset Riders.
Well, that's not. Well, yeah, that is 90s.
That
you're
is
right.
90s.
That's rough, man. They are such powerhouses. I don't know. My brain was thinking 8-bit. Now that I really am thinking, I feel like 8-bit really held Capcom for me together. But I feel like when I went into Super Nintendo days, that Super Nintendo sound of that.
That is
with
good.
that. I think that is the start. Oh man, I'm thinking of more games in my head. That is the start of many of my favorite games in the Super Nintendo.
Turtles in Time.
Oh Lord,
Which one?
Turtles in Time. Man,
I didn't think it. Well,
so I'd say NES would be Capcom,
yeah.
Super Nintendo would be Konami, but I think the ones I enjoyed the most are probably Konami. I'll have to switch to thumbs up. Konami holds it for me. Now I was thinking NES in the beginning. Everyone's still holding.
I say
For Super NES, I'd probably still say, I'd say Capcom's.
Okay.
I still solid no.
Okay.
You know why?
Yes, sir. Why?
Street Fighter,
Street Fighter 2, yeah.
You are a Street
Mega
Fighter
Mega
head.
Man,
Demon's Crest.
Demon
Ooh,
Crest.
Demon's Crest. I love Demon's
There's
Crest
so
so
many.
much. Demon's
That's
Crest.
difficult.
So
That's a
forgot-
difficult
dude,
one.
It's too good.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I think that is a please let us know in the comments wherever you're just watching.
Can I
this,
do
because
this?
No, you cannot.
No.
That's the weak way out. Curtis, hit us, baby.
Alrighty. Nostalgia changes the way we see our childhood games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm not liking this green and red all
It's
around.
all agree.
agree.
I mean, nostalgia is such a weird thing because it's so much more than just the game, right? It's your life around you. And I feel like when you were a kid, almost everything is played in differently than it was. You can take in arguments at the house differently. You can take in real life issues with going to war or big things that may be happening. When you're a kid, it hits so differently. So I think playing games as a kid was such a true time, no matter what was going on in the world, of like this innocence, of this purity, of this like vastness of everything is so big, which is, I mean, we've said it before on the show. We've named multiple games that we've gone back to and we're like, crap, that game actually sucks. GoldenEye.
Yes.
What about you, Gabo? What do you think?
I agree.
I was actually just talking with my brother about this last night. So I was playing Kingdom of Tears. I'm playing it with my son. And I'm
Tears of
talking-
the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Fake
Kingdom of
gamer
Tears.
alert.
Tears.
Fake gamer
I think I've been
alert.
saying Kingdom of Tears for a while.
Oh, no. He's been flexing on social media. Yeah, I'm really good at Kingdom of Tears.
But I absolutely love Tears of the Kingdom. Love it. Love, Breath of the Wild. I mean, they are probably some of the best, top 3 best Zelda games. But I'm talking with my brother about the best Zelda games that are there, that exist. And for me, it's always Zelda 1. Now, if you compare the original Zelda to Tears of the Kingdom, I mean, it's kind of like mind-blowingly like you would on paper or in game be like, well, this is a much better game, Tears of the Kingdom. But because of my nostalgia for Zelda 1, I'm like, that is the number 1 best Zelda game, is Zelda 1. Because it was like, I was a kid. I was like 6 years old and playing that. So.
I think it's also okay though that nostalgia does play into it, right? Like I think it is just part of that ecosystem of gaming, because I've said it before, even relating to a new game, Super Mario Odyssey, I liked it more because my kids got to experience it and they were happy about it. I saw their emotions. So I'm sure in 40 years I'll have that same nostalgia attached to that game. So as much as I want to say like I hate it when we're wearing like nostalgia goggles, right? But I feel like it's valid to wear nostalgia goggles, right? Like us doing a tier list. We rank Capcom NES games, and all of us are like, dude, that game sucks. Oh, no, that game's good. But really, all it comes down to is that your opinion is so changed and biased, dependent on what you experienced when you played it. And I think as much as it does play a part in effects, it's valid to do that.
All of us are here because of nostalgia,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
and all of us we met because of that.
Gaming, all
Gaming,
through the gaming.
nostalgia. Yeah.
I feel like
history.
that's what I actually sell in my stores more than anything, is nostalgia.
yeah.
Yep.
It's not even the games. It's memories that people have, and they come in
Yeah.
and they walk into my stores and they go, "Oh my gosh, this brings back so much memories." I hear that all the time. they're in there, and then a lot of times, they're buying stuff.
And that's your time to come in and go, and that game's on sale.
But I felt like that for a while
Yeah,
with
I
the
get
stores. Like, that's really
awesome.
what it is. Yeah.
I love that.
Ding, ding, ding. We got ourselves another ad read right here.
It's a sponsor time right
It's
now for
sponsor.
Apothecary. Wow.
Who owns Apothecary?
Apothecary, Seth Fowler, and other great sneakerheads. Guy, who's going to get the sock this time? Who gets the sock?
Uh-oh.
Ricky.
Rochambeau?
Ricky.
heck
yeah.
Dude.
Got the
I'm not
cream,
gonna
the
lie.
special edition
Dang,
cream.
look
That
at
is
that.
legit.
Ricky, give us your honest, pure thoughts. Don't lie to the audience about what you feel about the sock upon impact. Hold it, Ricky. Feel it. Sniff it. Give it a good feel. What do you think
smells
about this sock?
It's a great sock. You should see my socks. My socks. the ones
Your
I
socks
wear.
sock.
Oh, that joke.
One thing about this though, their socks are awesome, but their sweaters are legit.
Yeah, Apothecary has great clothing in general. And that's not us just saying it because they were the first amazing people to sponsor live read ads from Pixel Plus. Who dares do that? We are stupid. Why do you look at me like that? You know I am stupid.
No, you're not.
Apothecary is pronounced, by the way, Apothecary, and it is your sneakers' favorite socks. Apothecary socks not only look great with all the sneakers and clothing in your closet, but they feel great on feet. Apothecary was founded by two sneakerhead product designers that wanted to create the best sock ever that matched with all of the pairs in their collection, but was also super comfy. Apothecary features a proprietary knit technology called ISO Weave. ISO Weave gives the socks incredible breathability, stretchiness, and they fit great. Apothecary socks come in a ton of different colors, sizes, and styles, but they also drop limited collections and collaborations every month that feature wild designs to fit your unique style. Check out Apothecary on their website, apothecary.com, and try out your sneakers' new favorite socks. Thank you for real. Apothecary.
Thank you, Apothecary.
Also, tell them that we sent you. Tell them Pixel Plus sent you.
Friends is the greatest sitcom ever made.
Ooh, Friends is the greatest sitcom. Ricky and I's wives have some very heavy attachment to that.
Yeah.
Okay, can someone maybe give me some other sitcoms before I say my name? My thought?
First two. Go ahead, Ricky.
It's because he didn't watch a lot of sitcoms though. Like I want to throw The Office in there
Yep.
because I love
great.
The
The
Office.
best. That one's the best.
For me, the two that I love
Wait,
more.
we need to tell people our
Are you gonna say Seinfeld?
okay, so we need to say our what we
Okay,
have.
okay.
Gabo disagree.
I disagree.
Chris disagree. Ricky disagree. I think
I disagree. Just
I'm gonna say agree because it's the best one in my wheelhouse. But I'd like to hear from you guys what you guys like better.
Can I count Walking Dead?
No, that is definitely not a sitcom.
Well, I would say no because The Simpsons is the best one.
Does that count? No, Chris
No,
is
not
looking
really.
like what
No,
an
no, no.
idiot. Did you ever even watch a sitcom?
Yeah.
you can
Like
do
what?
telenovela if you want.
Like what, Gabo?
You know my memory.
A telenovela?
Telenovela? No.
Dude,
No,
like
but
Mexican sitcom.
He does have a sitcom. He's
I was trying to
El
think of a
Chavo.
Mexican
That's his sitcom right there.
that's true. El Chavo is the best one.
Okay, so you
You
like
know about El Chavo?
I only know it because you've said it 100 times around me.
Well, all the Latin people out there / brown people out there, they know what is El Chavo.
Okay.
So for me, that's the greatest one.
That's like us saying all white people know what Friends
dude,
is.
how many years El Chavo was live? Like from 69 to.
What is the name?
It's
of
a
it?
sitcom like a comedy. El
Chavo.
Chavo.
Chavo?
El Chavo.
It's like a
Oh,
comedy.
El Chavo.
El Chavo
Is it the
de
red
Oro.
thing
Yeah,
that he wears like the
No,
red?
that's the
That's-
Chapulin.
Oh, that's El Chapulin.
Yeah.
That's another character.
Oh man, they're all the same.
Hey, it is the same character though.
Oh,
same
see?
actor.
He's the same actor.
Okay, Ricky, I want to hear you. What's your better sitcom?
All right, so my better sitcom was like I love Seinfeld,
Okay.
but The Office is where it's at for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something about Dwight Schrute, I can't get enough.
That
of
wasn't
Dwight.
a series. No, that was a sitcom. It was on TV.
Dude, it was so good. I didn't like it until probably like within the last 3-4 years. I don't know, something like that. But before I didn't watch it, but once I started watching it, I
The
couldn't get enough
Office
of
is
it.
so good.
What
Dude.
you got?
I mean, I actually love Friends. I've watched it. A ton.
Okay.
It's super,
So what's
super
better?
good. I like Seinfeld is really good, but I also loved, like back in the day, loved Married with Children. Was so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
yeah,
so
that's so
Married
good.
with Children was just so
does,
ahead of
like,
its time.
Family Matters count as a sitcom?
Yes.
I would assume, yeah, like George Lopez or
Because
like
if
that.
we're talking like TGIF, I'm going TGIF is better because I loved me some Boy Meets World. I watched every Family Matters during COVID. The audience was gonna have to tell me if that's a sitcom or not. If it is, then Family Matters wins. If it's not, Friends to me is the way it made me laugh. The Ross, Chandler, Phoebe, Monica, their chemistry, I feel like is very hard to recreate in any current time.
Would you
was great.
consider Malcolm in the Middle being a sitcom as well?
I don't know. That's a hard
That was
question.
pretty
then.
good. I
Great
think that was
show.
a sitcom.
That was really
Yeah,
good.
that was a
That was a
I
good one
cannot
too.
Yes,
believe.
Chavo?
I cannot. I love it. I cannot believe anybody here mentioned French Prince.
Oh, I liked French Prince a lot.
For me, that's the best one.
good
Now
too.
my memory is coming back, so that's the best one for me.
That's awesome. Did you see the one where he slapped the guy? I say that every Will Smith reference.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one?
All right. The next one we're gonna go with stealth games are boring.
Oh, stealth games like Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
Trash. Thumbs up. Ooh, and followed by Chris is a thumbs down.
Look at
Assassin's Creed would also be stealthy.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. I got a thumbs up.
Splinter Cell.
That they're trash.
That they're boring. Stealth games are boring.
I actually really enjoy them.
Okay, so I'm the only one with thumbs. I am really the odd man out today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get so much hate in the audience for today. I already know it.
Let's hope.
I wasn't
Let's
gonna say
hope.
anything until you said Assassin's Creed. I was like, oh, I actually like Assassin's Creed.
Me too.
I don't like Assassin's Creed. That is one I don't. But I do love Metal Gear Solid a ton. It's one of my favorite games. And I did love Splinter Cell, which is pretty stealthy.
That was
too.
pretty good.
Splinter Cell was awesome.
I liked the first Metal Gear on the Nintendo, and the NES. It took me years to really. I'm gonna get so much hate for it, but I just remember there was so many that I tried, going all the way up to the PlayStation, like PlayStation recent Metal Gear Solid something. I don't even know what it was. And like I love the original one on the NES, and the 3 ones that I tried after was like 3 of them. I just couldn't. Maybe it's my ADD. You guys know me. I was like hiding behind something. Someone finds me, start over. Hiding behind something, and every time I'm just like, just let me stab him in the throat. Like I just want to play. Like I just want to play. I'm not here to do a hide and seek simulator. I know everybody loves. I know there's a new one that got announced. Everyone's hyped on a remake, but just
Actually, funny because we have that conversation the other day.
yeah, we did. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Gabo sent me a picture of the new one being announced. He's like,
The remake.
sweet, and I sent him a GIF of someone throwing something in the trash.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, but do you enjoy what stealth missions I really, really enjoy?
What?
The Call of Duty ones when you're in the grass ghillie suits.
Okay, that's true.
I'm like, dear God, don't kill me, and you're just crawling
But
around.
it's not a stealth
That is
game
stealth. Though.
completely.
It's not a complete.
It's
but,
stealth
mission.
level.
but it's stealth
It's a-
level.
it's a
Those are the
level.
ones I like
Yeah.
the best.
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe Ricky hit it on the head. Maybe I can't handle a stealth game. I can handle stealth missions. What about you?
Well, even sometimes those are tedious. Like I'm a huge Far Cry fan. Like I love the Far Cry
Okay.
series. It's not a stealth game by any means, but then every once in a while you would have to do a stealth mission, and I absolutely dreaded the stealth missions in that. I was like, oh, I did all the other ones, and now I have to do the stealth. So I'm not always a huge fan of it. I think I just really love the Metal Gear Solid.
So you wouldn't say overall that you think they're boring like me.
Well, like Assassin's Creed, I never have played those probably because they're stealth games. So I'm kind of in between only because Metal Gear Solid.
So you're
I
more of
do
this
love.
question is Metal Gear Solid boring because it's a
Yeah, and I love Metal Gear Solid, so that
Okay.
changes it for
That's
me.
solid. I like that.
Alrighty, we're gonna go on to our next one. The Rock is a good actor.
Thumbs down for me.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Thumbs down from Riffo. Gabo, thumbs down.
Let me hear it.
Ricky likes him. Thumbs up.
I'm gonna say thumbs down. I like the guy, but he plays the same person in all his movies.
Okay, so we got a lot of thumbs down. Somebody else explain so I don't be the only one talking too much.
He just say it.
It's like, dude, the rundown was the same as him in Fast and the Furious. Jumanji was actually really funny, but it's still kind of the same character. Walking Tall.
It's just Rock.
It's just the
The
Rock.
Just The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
in
like,
Fast and Furious, it's The Rock.
yeah.
Same thing.
It's like Hulk Hogan. When he's acting, do you see anyone but Hulk Hogan?
Mr. Nanny. Yeah, that's pretty much all you can see. I don't know. So I used to have this conversation with my dad. I was like, dude, remember like the 80s and 90s bad boys? Like you had Stallone and Van Damme and Schwarzenegger, right? We had these big dudes that were just like defined badass, right? Like these guys are bad to the bone.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I go now, people are like, yeah, dude, well, we have like this guy in The Rock. And I'm always like, like I know they are big, bad mothers. You know, they can chop your head off with a swift kick. But something about them doesn't land to me as what they're supposed to be portraying. Does that make sense? Like when I watch Stallone hang from a helicopter, I'm like, dang, bad to the bone. Schwarzenegger, dang. When I see The Rock doing it, it's more just like a passing moment. Like, oh, that's cool. But I'm more surprised by like the CGI or the animation versus being like, dude, he's bad to the bone. I don't know what it is.
You wanted me to tell you what I think one of the things is?
What?
It's the bad guys back then were bad. They were like you wanted to see them. Like Cobra. Do you remember Cobra, the movie Cobra?
Yes.
the bad guy. God, I hated his guts. I was just like, I hope this guy dies. Like I don't know. I feel like the bad guys were like bad. Like you had the bad of the bone, like cool dudes, but you had bad.
You're
guys.
saying it's encompassing also with the fact that they had better enemies.
Yeah, like think of the
I like
enemies
that.
nowadays.
What about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I just watched Fast and Furious, the new one. Did anybody
Okay.
else watch Fast and Furious X?
No.
It's kind of like
Sorry.
it was actually it was okay. Let me say, and I won't give away any
I wanted to
spoilers.
like it. I can tell you like.
But it's kind of like an accumulation of like a lot of the '90s action heroes. It's got Jason Statham in it. It's got The Rock in it. It had the Aquaman dude in it. It had
So it's all the new.
and there some of these guys are huge.
It's
like the Aquaman
40-year-old.
guy.
It's 30-year-old Expendables.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're in like their prime.
Yeah,
you know.
that's what I mean.
And do they compare to the '90s characters? Not even close. I feel
Okay,
like.
yes.
Not even close. Something about the '90s action that went on was just way different. I don't know. It had a different feel to it. In the '80s, '80s and '90s.
I might be the only one that might disagree with you guys because I honestly enjoyed.
You're 12.
Yeah.
Because you're young.
I enjoyed The Rock.
Zac Efron is so ripped.
Bro, that's the real life. You know, but I mean, I enjoyed like Gridiron Gang, and I also liked the one on Netflix that he just had, Red Notice. Like, he plays pretty good characters.
I wouldn't even say necessarily I think it's bad acting. I think we kind of just got off with like almost like comparing like 90s bad mothers versus today's. I think back then to me studying so much cinema, I watch all those channels all the time. Stunts and real effects were so much more intense back in the day because they were all real. They weren't depending on, well, we'll just do this. Jackie Chan's throwing himself off buildings. Tom Cruise is jumping over buildings, literally jumping over buildings. And now I feel like so much of it is dependent, especially, sorry guys, I know I get so much hate for talking about it. In the Marvel world, it's so much CGI dependency to where when you watch behind the scenes, it's all green screened. To where when you watched it back in the day, it's guys literally in a jungle going, we're shooting the rocket in 3, 2, and the stun guy, jumps right before near death. I mean, I forget the guys. There's a couple actors like in the Charlie Chaplin days where these guys are pure stuntmen.
And this Fast and Furious X is just so many stunts. It is so over the top,
Now,
ridiculous.
do
Now,
they-
it's still enjoyable
Now,
to
do
watch.
any of them feel real, or are they too?
No,
far-fetched?
it was so far-fetched. It's
Okay.
ridiculous. Versus like the 90s when you're watching like Conan or Commando or any of these movies. Like, it's pretty real life. Like, you
Yeah,
felt
because
like,
they're doing extreme real stunts.
yes.
And I'm sure there was a lot of faking and stuff too as well, but I think
You want to know what's weird is someone pointed this out to me the other day, and I was like, "Whoa, like, that's true." Fast and the Furious. Can you think of any other quotes except for Fast and the Furious 1?
family.
Any other quotes?
Like
Yeah.
like when you're watching
Oh, like
Fast
the
and the Furious,
quotes, like
I
how,
don't
like,
think of
Schwarzenegger would have
anything except
Like-
for Fast and the Furious
like
1,
Hasta
which
la
to me it makes
vista.
it king.
I definitely can think of it. Ejectocito, cuh, and then he goes out. You don't remember that one?
Yeah, it's Fast and
No.
Furious.
Cito?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, Fast and Furious, man. It's like when he's in the car, he's driving over to the boat scene.
Curtis is gonna start dropping like Sesame Street quotes. Dude, last year when I was watching it, dude, it was sick.
All right, I'm gonna do this one's the one I threw in.
Uh-oh.
The Nintendo Switch saved Nintendo.
Oh, okay. So, the Wii U, yeah, Nintendo Switch,
And I would say
take
financially. I don't say it's like
that. Well, Pokemon Go.
no.
Nah.
Wait, wasn't Pokemon Go also through Nintendo's branding?
I wouldn't know that. I did a little research.
If so, I think it made like bazillions of dollars. But I'm gonna say yes as well.
I'm gonna
Ricky
say
says no. Ricky, what did you think? Saved
I-
Nintendo?
So
agree.
I don't think Nintendo needed saving, truth be told. I think if they would have made another 3DS, something like that, people would have bought that. And on top of that, they would have bought the console because that's exactly what I would have done. So I think they almost could have doubled their money if they would have done something else.
I kind of disagree with that because I feel there was a period of time when, like, after the Wii and the Wii U had come out and the library is so small for that, I was kind of worried about Nintendo because Sony and Microsoft were like killing it, and I felt like they were taking over the market. And I was like, man, I would hate to see Nintendo go by the wayside. And I do feel like then the Switch came out and it was like, boom, we're competing with the big guys again. So I did feel like they lost their way just for 2 consoles. I was a little bit worried about it.
But don't you think that they didn't need it because the 3DS and all those were carrying? Dude, they were selling more than I feel like
Handhelds for
PlayStation.
sure. So, and I don't think Nintendo would have gone away because they've probably gotten so much money from Pokemon and other things
Yeah.
that they're in. But console wise, there was a little bit of a fear where maybe they just went to handhelds or something and they just dropped out of the home console. So I do feel the Switch brought them back in that regard.
Let's
And
see if any of you are G's. Who remembers what the Switch was supposed to be called?
Ooh.
NX.
NX.
Was it?
Yep, it was NX.
That's
Ultra
pretty
64.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Ultra 64. The Dolphin.
Oh, the
Dolphin too.
you know why? Because I was like him, because I was worried that Nintendo only gonna stay doing handhelds. I was thinking they're gonna happen the same thing that happened with Sega, but the difference is they're gonna still making handhelds and Pokemon games for a new 4DX or
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah, I was following all the news and everything. I'm very familiar with the Switch.
Yeah.
Even it is collecting dust right now.
Yeah.
So
You're
yeah, yeah,
You don't play it?
no.
I would say that it saved it for the broad spectrum of day-to-day regular people. Because like the Wii U, there's a lot of people that really love the Wii U, right? Like I liked it. I loved it.
I liked it.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
I love it.
I truly loved it. Like
Me too. Yeah. But the
But-
library was not that great,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well-
Well, it was good, but it was small.
for a minimal amount of people.
Right.
And the problem I think is that the average mom wasn't hearing about the Wii U, right? An average consumer that's not a gamer like us, like, dude, we play. Of course, we're gonna buy every Nintendo console. I think for the broad spectrum of people, they don't know that the Wii U is necessarily something. A lot of people thought it was an add-on to the Wii when it first got announced. So I think in terms of the Switch coming out, almost felt like the next big console in between, right? Like the Wii U came out, it was almost like a skip console for a lot of people who weren't like hardcore gamers. And then it jumped to the Switch, and the whole world knew about the Switch, and it just completely exploded.
Is it also because for the Wii U, and this is a question to you guys, but because I can't think about it, did the Wii U not allow third-party developers at all? Is that when Nintendo shut that off after the Wii?
No, yeah, there are a lot.
Rayman.
But
Ubisoft?
they have a bunch of third-party games, but they started like losing sales and the numbers were down. So and also the console was under power. That's how you say under power.
Yep.
And they start abandon Nintendo. That's why you can see there's not a lot of third-party games for the Wii U.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that too. Like they kind of tapered off I remember there was news about Rayman. I don't know why that's in my head. Something with Ubisoft. And I remember hearing like headlines about Ubisoft and maybe wanting to taper away from Nintendo and then from there out. Again, I don't know details, but I just remember seeing less and less being
Yes.
announced that wasn't.
And is it almost like the progression of what Nintendo had done with the Wii was like they opened it up to so many third-party developers,
Yeah.
and there was so much shovelware. Maybe they were like, okay, we're going to cut this off. And I believe with the Switch now, there seems to be a massive library. I'm just constantly seeing new games that are not all Nintendo games, but they seem to be good games coming from third-party developers.
Well,
Yeah.
there is, but there also is a lot of shovelware in the eShop.
Is
there's
there?
been, there's been a lot of videos
Okay.
about that, like
lot
how
of
did this
indies
get,
too.
and a lot of like weird stuff where people are like, how is Nintendo letting this on their platform? Like some pretty dicey games.
Oh, so I
for
haven't
Nintendo.
seen those.
For Nintendo.
But for the actual games that I see in store that are
Yeah.
on shelf, like they all are, like seem like legit, really good games.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they just started a different approval process for like what they'll actually release through.
Some of my favorite games are like the indie games, like from Limited Run and stuff
Yeah,
like
which
that,
are
super rare
awesome.
games.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing.
I be honest, when Limit Run start putting out those rare games or those physical games,
Yep.
it makes me start collecting. I was first in line to buy those games when they start doing that around 2017, 18. So I think I used to have the first batch of Limit Run Switch games because it's cool.
Yeah. Is it a good investment though? No, I'm just kidding.
I was
Back to that. Yeah.
I saw a couple and yes,
Okay, I like that.
I admit it.
Alrighty, folks, we're gonna switch on to our next topic. It's gonna be Nintendo Cinematic Future.
Ooh.
Now,
okay.
Now, let me do the start off of the question. It's
Let's
gonna be
hear it,
like,
Curtis. Let's
what
hear it,
course
Curtis.
or direction do you think Nintendo Cinematic Future is headed?
Oh, so you want to ask us where do we think it's headed?
Yes.
Not where we want it to go.
Yeah.
I think it's headed where we want it to go. I think that with the numbers right now, Mario movie is one behind like the biggest release of all time in that space of what it is. Which, by the way, you know what's ahead of it? It shouldn't even be a part of it. The Lion King remake. That's like above it right now. By the time this podcast comes out, Mario movie will probably pass it.
Yeah.
In their universe. I think it's absolutely headed where we want because of those numbers. I think Nintendo has the prime opportunity working with Illumination, who is doing fantastic. I mean, they announced this a long time ago. A lot of people, when they announced, like recently, when they're like, hey, the movie's coming out, and with Illumination, when they announced all the actors, a lot of people were like, whoa, they're working with Illumination. They announced that years ago that they're going to start working on it. And I think what the big hope is Miyamoto wanted to be involved, right? They didn't just want to pass it off. They saw what happened with the Mario movie. And with the numbers that we saw from the Mario movie, I think we all know where they're going to go first because it's the most obvious answers, which are probably going to be the Zelda games, hopefully, Donkey Kong because he's already in there. But what I'd like to know too is like, what are some of our reachful hopes that like, man, and here, keep this in mind, if you say it, give us a little more than just saying the name. I want to hear what you'd like to see. Maybe let Chris start. He's got the biggest smirk right now.
Well, I would love to see the Zelda series. I'd love to see a Metroid series. Those would probably be the big obvious ones. Maybe one that's not so obvious. It would be like, I would love to see a Little Mac, like Mike Tyson's, like with a Little Mac as the character. And I mean, you could include all of those Glass Jaw and all the guys that he fought if they were Glass Joe.
Gobble J.
Kingdom of Tears.
Kingdom of Tears and Glass Jaw. But I feel like you could really turn that into a pretty amazing movie. Would you have Mike Tyson at the end? I don't know. Maybe it's Mr. Dream.
How sick would that be though if they curated their relationship back?
Yeah.
And they got Mike Tyson, actual Mike Tyson, as the final boss.
It would be amazing, and you could use his voice and everything. And they had him. That would be incredible.
That would be insane.
Yeah,
and we can all agree that Carl Winslow would make the perfect.
Yes.
King
He
Hippo?
looks just like him.
they do
King Hippo?
Gabbo King Hippo?
Yeah.
Who would everybody be? Who would we kite tat? Oh, Mr. Macho Man. Because it was.
Your hair.
Your
Super
hair.
Macho Man.
Mr. Macho Man.
That's true.
Super.
Yeah. That's
Who's the brown one? I can't think.
Mr. Satman?
No, you guys come on. You guys are getting it. Mr. Flamenco.
Flamenco.
Oh,
Don Flamingo.
Although I kind of look like Don
you.
Flamingo.
I was gonna say that's you.
Oh my
That's you.
gosh, you look
I do look like Don
You do look
Flamingo.
like Don Flamenco.
No, dude, I have to be Barpool.
Barble? Oh, Bald Bull.
Yeah.
Sorry. Barble. I got to be Barble. I like that.
Or-
Okay, I think Punch Out was a really great call.
I
think
would
that was a
love
great call.
love to see that. It'd be so good.
Ricky, you got one for us?
You already know. I think you know what I'm gonna pick because
I don't.
you literally brought it up and I was like, oh
You're
my
stealing
gosh.
it, aren't you? You're stealing mine? Who is it?
I won't say it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I want you to go first. Now.
Star Fox?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
go.
Man, I would love a Star Fox because the characters in it, I think, just are so unique that it writes itself, right? Anytime you see a movie where it's like, we're going to space, you can get the same kind of feel. I almost think it reminds me of like the early Star Wars when I want to see like the janky animatronics of Slippy, of Falco, of Pepe O'Hare, of everybody, of Uncle Andros. I want to see the full story. And I think what Nintendo nailed, which I think Sonic and Sega failed in, even though I like the movie, is Sega did very few musical cues, right? There was like a couple ringtones. When it first started, I think you could hear Green Hill Zone somewhere along the line. But that's it. They didn't utilize their nostalgia much. But Nintendo, all the time throughout the Mario movie, was crushing it with the notes and the tones and the sounds. I think if they do that with Star Fox, with that feeling of everybody running out to go all at once, just pumping out, automatically Nintendo was already building characters for us, right? We learned right away, Falco, badass. That's it. He is. Star Fox, he's the hero. Pepe O'Hare, he's wise. Slippy, he's the goofball, right? Like Nintendo very rarely do games in that day and age do that much character building for you. That I think if they did that with the puppet style, I don't know if anybody remembers when they announced Star Fox on the Wii U, they did puppets to announce the game. And they were walking around, and it was, I forget who, a couple of the Nintendo people going through, I totally remember the names, I feel dumb, but going through it and having fun with it.
Would you want to see it in the same style as like what Illumination did with the Mario movies,
one,
where it's very smoothed out, or would you want to see it polygon?
On that one, I
type?
don't. Neither on that one.
Neither.
That one I want to see almost like a unique animatronic type style,
Animatronic.
like a 90s animatronic, obviously done in a current fashion, but like, Little Mac, whatever you said, Mike Tyson, I'd like to see that in like the Illumination style. But for some reason with Star Fox, I want to see it in that more real but 90s feeling.
Yeah, I feel like it would have to
animatronic.
be different. I feel like you couldn't do it the same style.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
What about the voices?
The voices? Oh gosh, I don't know if those original actors are out there.
You know what?
And they put the subtitles? That would be awesome.
F-Zero.
F-Zero would be great.
F-Zero would be insane if you did it like kind of like Ford versus Ferrari style, but like
Oh yeah.
but like like more towards that Nintendo crowd. Like I don't know, you have to make it like exciting. You have to give it a good story, and there's a ton of characters on that.
I would really love like that race style Nintendo
pretty cool.
movie.
With the voice of
dude, imagine those songs playing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah,
I like
be
that.
great.
in the voice of Vin Diesel.
Oh, no. So what do you got, Gabba? What's your thought?
I got two.
Okay.
I got two ideas. First, I would like to see Kid Icarus or
Kid Icarus.
Icarus.
Yeah,
Chris likes that.
I love it.
I think they can do a really, really good movie with that, and probably they can mix it with ActRaiser.
Oh, ActRaiser. Okay,
Whoa,
I don't know.
ActRaiser.
That's not necessarily first party, but I like that.
Oh yeah, whatever. But they can do it. And the other thing I would like to see is like do a bunch of like side movies like Punch Out, Zelda, Star Fox, and then I think we talk about this, and then bring in everything
Like Smash Bros.
like the Avengers,
Yes.
and do a Smash Bros.
But don't overdo it.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty awesome.
So now let's reach into our deeper back pockets, right? We got we're talking
All right.
first party Nintendo. Like we'd all want to see like a Metroid would be amazing, a Kirby, a Donkey Kong. I'm talking one that like a game that appeared on a Nintendo somewhere, and it's technically not just a
Got it.
Nintendo IP. Ricky's already ready though. I have to let him take it.
Wild Gunman. It'd be a cool Western.
Yo, a Western. I like. Now, would you want it in that complete 8-bit like style, like in Smash Bros. Wii U?
I think I would. I think I would like that. Just like make the mouth like a little better, but I think it would look dope. Like the Lego Movie, like that kind of funky graphics.
Oh, I like a Wild Gunman because I'm a Western.
I
sucker.
got a good one.
What you got?
Urban Champion.
Urban Champion.
Yeah.
So like a street fighting movie.
Nice.
There you go.
I like it.
Oh, I kind
And
of
they
like
can.
that.
I was going to say I would like to see they mix like two games. Like for example, in Star Fox, they can put Metroid somewhere there because he's in the space. Urban Champion, they can mix with Punch Out.
Only Gabo would pick Urban Urban Champion. Only it's super like.
That's awesome.
But I like that. That's what I want.
It's
I want these
different.
picks.
Is fighting in the streets.
What you got?
I mean, you know what really would probably make a really good movie, and it's right here, is probably Earthbound.
Oh, that's a
And
great.
that's
That,
really
that's
good
that
true.
call.
storyline
Yeah.
is so epic, and it's so quirky. And
Imagine
such,
Gygus.
Yeah, it's got such a fan following. Like, that would make a pretty cool movie.
And it's funny because I'm not even the biggest Earthbound guy, but I do respect the storyline and the storytelling of Earthbound and how funky and weird it is and the humor. Man, Gygus would be great. Oh, man, now you got me thinking. I was
I
going
know,
a little more
that'd be a
basic. I want Blaster Master.
Oh, that'd be
dang. Yeah,
awesome.
that'd be pretty cool.
Dang,
Oh,
Blaster
we're
Man.
going third party.
That's what we're doing.
Well, you know that the beginning of that game is one of my favorite storylines. When
Me
his frog
too.
escapes
And goes in the
it
nuclear
goes
waste.
in the nuclear waste, and then goes down in the hole, and he's basically trying to save his frog. Like, so that's a great.
Which I love
story.
that it's just his frog, and out of nowhere he's like, dum, 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 dum,
Yeah,
like all
it
that,
just goes crazy from
So
there.
good.
and the music that kicks in.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think the fact that the game already throws us for different gameplay styles, different views, a whole different. It gives us a loose storyline. The ones on the Switch, Blaster Master Zero, have fantastic storylines. So the story could easily write itself. But I think that's interesting because it takes place in such unique worlds, underground worlds, all the different things that Sophia can do, and Jason with the different power ups. There's, I think, endless story.
And Sophia can race with F-Zero.
There you go. Gabo just really wants the cinematic universe. to happen.
Yeah.
I'd be scared they mix it a little too much. I'd want a big one, like a big crescendo, like Endgame and all that.
Yeah.
But I'd also be like, okay, don't go to all the side characters nobody really cares about at this point.
Well,
you know?
they have to be careful when they mix with third parties.
Yeah.
But between Nintendo, it's all good.
Well, think about Smash Bros, man. It's all third party mix at this point.
How long do you guys think until the next movie is out?
2 years.
I was gonna say 2 years.
2
Would you
years.
think they continue to do like Mario for a while, Mario 1, 2, 3, before venturing
I
off? Probably.
think that's probably their safest bet because it's Mario, right? It's possibly the most recognized figure in
in video games?
childish
Yeah.
dreams, whatever you want to call it, over Mickey Mouse, all of any of that.
It's true.
I think if they do that, and maybe they can keep locking in. I almost think they might go even Donkey Kong next because I feel like they're going to want to work their way out. I wouldn't be as excited for a Donkey Kong movie for sure. I'm just being honest, as I would for almost any other IP. I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm
me neither.
necessarily
Me too.
unless they make it like Actually, but the Donkey Kong in the movie was fun if they show us, a trailer. All right, let's be real. We'd all, as Curtis would say, would fangirl if we saw, Cranky Kong and Dixie Kong and Candy Kong and the whole crew kind of roll together. I think that we would definitely fanboy out a little bit.
I would love to see this discussion going. I'm sure it's happening with Nintendo right now.
Yeah.
Oh, for
with a chalkboard
sure.
with all these titles of where they could go with this and discussing each one kind of like we are right now.
Yeah.
Do you think they already had one in development, or do you think they played it safe to wait for the initial reaction?
I think in development.
Yeah.
I think that Nintendo had to have known worst case they're going to do great. Right? They're going to do great. I even saw
Worst case. That's like, we're just going to nail it.
No, but that's what I mean. They know worst case they're going to make multi more than most people are making. We've talked about it before. I literally watched a video today about animation studios and Disney's newest movie that's about to drop. And they were really hoping please, please, please let this next one be a banger because they had failed after failed. And I think this one is already getting rottened by even critics. And everyone's like, no, Disney's not again. And they were the video wasn't about that, but more about how Universal and all these companies have been just on an incline of starting to crush it. So I think, Nintendo probably knew the competition working with these people, Illumination, Universal, knows okay, we already, no matter what, have a good tone set. They'd be dumb not to have any sort of backing already happening. I think everybody's mostly rooting for Zelda though to come out.
Oh,
I think that's the number one.
yeah.
I think that's the most obvious number one that everybody's please.
Were there things that maybe have gotten glazed over that you guys probably saw could have been improved from the Super Mario movie?
Oh man, it's hard. It's hard not to sound like a fanboy here.
Fangirl.
Well, I got fangirl. I got only one.
Finger.
I got only one complaint.
Yes.
About the movie. I didn't see. Well, probably I'm wrong, but you guys.
Okay.
I didn't saw any Zelda reference.
Good call. Me neither.
No, Zelda.
Any-
I mean, we can't technically knock
Yeah.
it for that, but yes, you're right.
I didn't saw anything Zelda, and I was a little disappointed about that. I was expecting to see at least a Triforce symbol somewhere, or
Maybe there was.
I don't think they'll do it because they want to make that a movie. I feel like a lot of the things that already are on there, they can't make it a movie because it's already a character in their world.
It is hard to know what you can intermingle and what you
Yeah.
can't, right? Like Donkey Kong and Mario, they began intermingled, right? And Donkey Kong, is Jumpman, but or Mr. Video originally.
actually it's true, but they put Punch Out,
Yeah.
and they didn't start together.
But
But
they're
then
not.
it's just
And what was the other character that looks like me? The Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, Wrecking Crew.
Yeah,
That looks like me.
is Mario in that game?
I feel like they maybe have to choose
Yeah.
which ones can go where because you can't come out of the gate being the cinematic universe, right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you do, the hype is gone, right? Imagine if Marvel opened up all their recent movies with everybody's back there, then it's oh, sweet. But the excitement's not there when everyone's holy cow, they're coming together.
I think that's true. I think you nailed it in the head right there.
I think the only thing I didn't like was refresh my memory. How did they beat Bowser at the end? How did it? It didn't end.
The star?
The star.
It was a star.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish they had done the drop in the lava
Sorry
or
for whoever
something
did
like
Black
that.
Mark.
Yeah. Sorry. This is a.
It's
I
a long
assume
time
everybody's
now. You better
seen it.
have seen it.
But I wish.
Sorry.
I wish they had
Spoiler
done the
alert.
classic, one of the classic endings for how he gets.
That
Yeah.
would
That would've been sick.
Mario jumped on the axe thing.
Yeah,
It's
jumped on the axe and he falls down into the lava, or he swings him by the tail like in Nintendo 64.
Well, I guess it's hard
Something
because
like that.
they're
That's
going to
true.
make more. So it's are they going to kill him off? But they could do the classic every movie. Bowser goes in the lava. It's over. The movie ends, and all of a sudden you see come out of the lava.
Yeah.
His hand come out.
I think I know what's gonna happen in the next movie.
Let's hear it, Ricky. Predictions with Ricky.
It's just they did that whole thing at the end. I'm not gonna say it because if someone did,
You can say it at this point. At this point, click
so
off if you're
Yoshi's at the end, whatever.
Just kidding.
Oh, really?
All right, so I think they're gonna make another Mario movie, but I think they're gonna bring in like the comical characters like Wario and Luigi. I mean
For
Wario
sure.
and Waluigi.
They have to.
Because
For
dude,
sure.
that would be so great. I would be so excited to see that, and then they have to bring in Daisy. I don't know if they would, but it seems like they would want to. I don't know why.
Is there anybody we don't want to see?
Curtis.
Stop it. I don't know. I guess there's characters
silence.
I wouldn't say that I don't want to see, but there's characters I wouldn't be like, whoa, if I saw them. It'd be more like, ooh, Easter egg, like Rosalina or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, whatever it is. But I wouldn't say there's anybody I'd be bummed if they brought in.
I feel like they would make Wario and Waluigi like the main villains of the
Yes.
next.
That's why.
feel-
Like,
I was
like
going
they
to
say
say that.
Bowser or
Sense.
something.
I was
And
going to
pro-
say maybe they save Bowser.
Yeah.
Ricky.
I can see that.
Ricky just wrote the next movie.
They do what?
I got it. They
They
say
s-
Bowser.
Save Bowser.
Yeah. And then how it ends is they say Bowser, get him out, and then the minute they get him out, Bowser just crushes them and he's like, fools.
And then they join with Mario and Luigi.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
The greatest pickup ever story.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh.
So boys, we have been working at this for years, decades, to find our time to brag about our best pickup ever. I mean, we all have to have one. So there's a few that I would want to name, but I think I want to pass it to the guest here to start us off. Gabbo, what is the greatest pickup story? This is the Bible of your story.
As a group or individual?
Individual, bro. We don't want to hear your life story.
No, it's easy.
It was a cold morning.
Those Seals NES games.
To explain to the people who don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Tell the story.
It's been what, 2 years now? I was working in the desert close where I live, and I saw a little thrift store, local little thrift store, and I stopped there, and I was lucky, blessed. I found a box full of Seal NES games.
How many games?
Including, it was 10 games, including Super Mario 3, Final Fantasy, Balloon Fight,
Tetris,
Pictionary, Disney Adventures,
Magical Kingdom.
oh,
Clacks?
Clacks, Mrs. Pac-Man. Oh, man. And, yeah, man.
I vividly remember being at Chipotle, and I get a video call from Gabbo. A video call.
And
What is this?
that was rare.
Yes, a video call, because we talked all the time, but not
Yeah,
on video.
that was rare.
Get a video call. I'm eating, Chipotle extra queso, and I'm just like, look at my phone. I'm like, video? Huh, all right. Open it up, and I just see Gabbo's like this. His hands are shaking, sweating, and he's just like, bro, I don't know what to do. I'm in front of a store. I just got a good deal, is what I'll say.
Well, now I can say it,
How much
man.
did you pay?
I pay $60 for that.
60,
And the guy offered me $40.
and you gave him 20 extra, just so
I
you
give
could sleep
20
at night.
extra, but then the next day I give him $100 cash, and also I bring other stuff to give, to donate to the store.
Yeah, get yourself.
But did you find other stuff the next day?
Oh yeah.
And what happened the next
And
day?
upon of that, I found 2 weeks after that, I found in the same store, I found a Game Boy Donkey Kong Seal too.
Wow, that's crazy.
The very next day, I found a GameCube with 8 games.
Yeah.
And the Kitty game, Hello Kitty game.
Yeah.
It was there, and the Simpson game.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
man.
going back to your NES, man, I mean, you were flipping out, you were
Yeah.
freaking out. You found Holy Grails.
Yeah.
And you basically just needed like someone to talk to like vent it out, because you were like stressing out. You're like, I don't want these in my car. I don't want to get dirt on them. Well, you ended up getting them graded.
I'm very grateful with you, man. Thank you again, because you helped me a lot.
I took care of your grading process.
And mentally too, because you give me a lot of advices for that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking on my way here, like, remember we was talking, like, we get a kind of, more than me, a little disappointed when they came out from being graded.
Yeah.
And the prices, because with graded games, the prices are high and up. And I remember you telling me, like, well, here you go. That can be your house.
Because this was at the time.
Yeah, at
when
the time.
those graded games sealed were selling for
Yes.
astronomical, stupid numbers, however you feel
So
about it.
you graded them all?
Yes.
Were the
Yes.
grades not good? Is that what you're saying?
It
That
was
was fine.
most. It was
9.4.
good. It was not the greatest, but it was really good.
Yeah.
But what I say is, I think the biggest thing that I got from finding those games is first Little Samson, because I saw the Mario 3. But the most precious thing, my precious, is he woke up something inside of me, like
To collect for NES.
to collect for NES.
And I think that's huge for people to note too, because so many people were against, like, oh, you graded them, you did this, you used a specific company that a lot of people don't like. But it just goes to show, like, sometimes you have to think with the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You sold one of the games and you got Little Samson.
Yeah.
So whatever 10 divided by 6, what is that? Does anybody know math in here?
I don't know, but
Plus grading 80. You basically got Little Samson for $80.
But something else, I donate 2 of those games when we did the
Giveaway.
charity stream,
Yes.
and we raised a lot of money. And
Which 2 did you give?
The what?
Which 2 did you give?
Pictionary and Tetris.
Nice.
Ben bought the Tetris.
Ben did.
Ben did.
Ben's back there.
So, I didn't get a house. I didn't get a new car.
But I got Little Samson.
but I got Little Samson.
Yeah.
We raised money for the kids.
Yeah.
For Christmas to Children's Hospital. But I think the most valuable thing is, man, the journey. Like,
Absolutely.
when you wake up, that thing inside of me. Because of that, I'm doing videos on my own too. Capturing the journey of the NES whole collection.
I remember you telling me after you got them graded, like, I literally remember you in my shed telling me, like, man, this makes me want to, like, collect more for the NES. And I was like, there you go.
And also it makes me realize, like, when I'm not hunting with you guys and I'm finding all that stuff, that made me realize, like,
Yep.
I should do something for myself, like my
Absolutely.
channel. And yeah, man, everything started after I found those games.
I love it. I love it.
It's a blessing in disguise.
How amazing that it creates another opportunity just from finding one.
Oh, yeah. Ricky, you're up, bro.
Oh,
Story
man.
time. We're going around the room, baby.
Mine's not even that great.
One time, I got a churro for $1.
I would say my cool. Is this cool? Like your favorite?
Your best
All right.
sign, whatever that means to you.
So this is my favorite find. It was I just scrolled through OfferUp and Craigslist back in the day, like nonstop. I would just look up arcades, and I found this. It looked like a fake ad. I even sent it to you. I'm like, dude, you think this is real? So I messaged the guy right away. It was for $150 for this, like, dude, insane arcade. It was the Super Nintendo arcade.
The Super System.
Super System.
The one where you play on the giant Super Nintendo.
So,
had that one.
so I messaged the people. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's available." I'm like, they're like, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "The only problem is, we think it's broken. There's the cord's ripped, and we're pretty sure it doesn't work." I'm like, "I'll still take it. I don't mind." So I get this guy to drive me. He had a bigger car, so we drove out there. Get there, back it up, and then the guy comes up like, "So do you want it? Do you want it?" I think it was a lady actually.
Yeah,
I'm
I remember.
like, of course I want it. I want this thing. We look at it. It's pretty clean. It's amazing. I mean, it was a little sticky, but even she lets us know. She's like, just to let you know, there's like 30 other people waiting to get this if you don't get it. And I'm like, no, definitely. I'm taking it. We started loading it in the car, and then me and Riff, we look at the plug. They're like, oh dang, it's probably ripped. Look, it's just like a PlayStation plug. That's all it is. So
it wasn't like attached to it. You know, you would think like, oh, it was built in. You just literally pop it out and plug in a new
Like
cord.
a PS3 plug, the big fat, like a computer one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she had like a cord that was ripped up, and I was like, oh yeah, it's broken. Whatever.
Scammer Ricky.
I didn't
Gabo's
do
donating
anything.
to charity and Ricky's scamming.
I paid what they wanted. I didn't go any lower.
That's a new one.
Shut up! I paid $60.
Stolen Ricky.
So, dude, it was just great. We took it back to my place. I think I took the plug off a PlayStation 3.
Yep.
Plug it in. This thing was
I remember.
gnarly. Oh, literally
when it
that
turned on.
right when
I
it
was
turned
like,
on.
Let's go.
I couldn't believe it. Lights up like I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. $150, and
Nice.
dude, it was one of the coolest finds. It was one of my favorite finds.
I've had one of those.
You have?
It's a beast of a machine to move.
Beast.
They're expensive.
Yeah, and I don't know what they go for now. I think I sold mine probably 8
How
years
much was
ago.
the flip?
So a buddy wanted it, but I had it for a long time.
I sold mine for like
Flipper.
1,000, but it was a long time ago.
I think I sold it for like $6. I didn't sell it for that
600.
much.
They
Yeah,
probably
it
go
was
for
it was
like
a
3-4.
it was
Wow.
Yeah, they probably go for like $3K now.
So mine would be, we've talked about the animation cells before. We found a bunch of animation cells at a swap meet a while back. Sega stuff, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, or Sonic the Hedgehog animation cartoon by Deke. There was stuff from He-Man in there. There was stuff from Mario Super Show. There was animation cells from Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, a whole bunch of different stuff.
Double Dragon.
Yep.
Double Dragon. But my favorite thing was my favorite moment from that, and it was truly my greatest. Like, I feel like my favorite moment of, I'm all about the journey. I'm not about keeping stuff. That's just not really my jam anymore. It's more the journey of stuff. And we had all this happen. Curtis helped take care of all this. He messaged me, hey, a person wants to sell us all the Mario stuff. Whatever's in here, you just got to buy it all. And I told Curtis, pay whatever you want. I'll split it with you. I don't care what it is. I'll pay for it. But my favorite moment was coming back. I was on a vacation in Florida and being in my shed with Curtis and just going through this stuff and realizing the stuff that was in there. What wasn't the coolest stuff to me wasn't the animation cells, right? Because you can find that on eBay, some here and there. You can find pictures of the final products. We found all the original sketch paper of them trying to sketch, not prints, not reprints, not photocopies, of them trying to come up with the way they're going to make the castle look. They had pictures of Mario looking way different, drawings of making him look more like a real life Mario. We had drawings of them during the Rapland episode of them saying, make this... Listen to LL Cool J while writing this episode. Listen to Tupac while doing this. Listen to this artist while doing this. They would have sketches of the Three Stooges and next to it trying to sketch pictures of the way Mario's face should move to get better facial animations. And to me, that was like, this is the one-off of one-offs. Now, I got to admit, we sold a lot of that. We kept a lot of it too. We wanted to sell it to make sure people in the community could be a part of it too as well. But even though some of them went for super high money, there's stuff in there that is invaluable, right? You can't. Blake actually owns Blake owns the best one. Blake owns Blake got the rap. I gave him one. I could see his face, and I gave him the rap one. Just the one page that talked about LL Cool J and all this. I could see,
because you gave me one of the cells too.
I could see Blake's face. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I could see Blake's face when I showed the rap one, and it was all just penciling of that, and he was just like mind blown. I was like, "This is for the community. Here you go."
Nice.
Yeah.
And if you're out there with the community, we do have all those things scanned, and you can message Riff on Instagram.
Corpriff at Gmail would work too. We have those scans if people want them.
Oh, yeah, you uploaded all that, huh?
Yeah, it took me 3 grueling days to do.
You did it.
Like all day, all night.
10,000 pages of just different.
Is it on a
papers.
website, or you just have it in files?
Just have it in files.
Just message us
We're
if
still
people want 'em.
building the website at the moment, but
Slowly but slowly.
definitely was a life-changing moment. But how about you, Chris? What was your biggest find?
I mean, I'm going to two stories, but one really quick. I mean, the first one that comes to mind for me was like finding little Samson out in the wild. Before I owned my stores, before I'd make the decision to even start up stores.
Yeah.
When I was hunting in North Las Vegas, because I was in Las Vegas at the time, I found a couple games, but back then they were so cheap. All the games were like $2, $3, $4, $5. But I did find a Bubble Bobble 2 for like $4, and then I did find a little Samson for $4.
Wow.
Is a pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, to find little Samson for $4 in the wild.
Yeah, I
I
found
don't know
that.
if you'd ever see, yeah, it was insane to see.
Yeah, I was
that.
like, I just dropped over
I found
1,000.
I found that sculptor's cut for free the other week.
Oh yeah, somebody's got the
what?
best
He lost
find. The
Sculptor's
sculptor's cut.
Really?
In front of
Yeah,
the store. Well,
I
listen,
dropped it.
we'll tell you later.
Yeah, go back to your story about
So that one to me is very important, finding that little Samson, because that's really when I came home. I played that game. It was probably only worth maybe $200-$300, little Samson back then. This is like literally like 13 years ago.
Wow.
But that's really what changed my mind. That it was like, oh, there's people that collect this. This is big now. This is coming back. So that was life changing for me. But most recently, and I told you guys this story, was I did buy out a VHS shop.
So cool.
Oh.
It was just a really awesome experience. Not monetarily wise, was maybe the best find I ever found. It was big because I bought out basically it was a store called Video 7 that was in Connecticut that had been around for like 25 years. It was ran by a guy named Bob, and he had poured his like whole life and soul into this place, and was there every day. Worked it, had a couple of employees, and basically passed away of cancer, I think last year. And I was contacted by actually somebody who shops at my stores in Connecticut, reached out and said, hey, we're looking to sell this. I'm representing the wife, looking to sell basically the whole store. And so I worked out a deal. I ended up talking to the wife. There was a lot of emotions because he had died unexpectedly. Yeah. And so I flew back to Connecticut and basically put together, it was a huge ordeal over about 4 days of going through with the wife present a lot and going through a whole store that had been untouched. There was a basement, there was an attic, there was thousands and thousands of VHS tapes. and there was video games that were in there as well. He had a lot of boxed NES games, and so we boxed everything up over about 3-4 days with a lot of good friends. People came to visit. Russ Lyman came to do a video. I wanted you guys to actually come because it was such an experience.
Oh, trust me. It wasn't the new year.
We wanted to come. Trust me. We're like, please.
And it was just a really awesome experience. I've been since then shipping all that stuff back from Connecticut to California.
Just
here.
have Curtis drive it.
We
make him drive everywhere.
Drove for me. That would have made it so much easier. But just kind of processing that and going through all this stuff. There was just so much amazing posters, tapes.
This story is so cool too, and me being a story guy, I think that was so cool, man.
Yeah, and I mean, it was tough at the same time because again, the wife was really emotional.
Yeah,
and but she felt like she knew that at least the stuff wasn't getting thrown out; it was going back into the community for collectors. And I kind of heartfelt for it too because with my stores, I'm like, this is stuff I've built, and then if I was to pass away, what would happen to all the stuff I had built? And you're kind of going through this guy's whole life basically in this place. But it was a pretty awesome experience. It was like maybe 5-6 months ago.